once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott. And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and it is Saturday. And not to just keep going on with the obvious, man, but praise God. Happy Saturday to you all. I'm starting a little bit early. I scheduled late, I'm just doing things the way that I do. And so greetings to all of you. I'm truly appreciative for the day. This idea, the topic, the stream title today, it's something I thought about yesterday. I mentioned it, and I'm going to continue this path because the reality is you are the reason you are here with me. And thank you. Thank you for choosing to be here with me. And you are the reason you are. I'm hoping that you are joyful, that you are filled with excitement and anticipation and hope, right? Because love will find a way. And be with love, truly. Praise the Lord of heaven, for sure. And happy Sabbath, happy every day. Let every day be a day for you and God to be one with love. Because that's what it's all about, baby, is love. Love is what it's about. We are all one together. We're all a part of this Jack Talcott experience, that's for sure. Oh, what was it I was thinking earlier today? There's something about you. You are in my story. So welcome to my story. That's it. Every one of us are little pieces to each other's stories. We've each got a little perspective and a story to tell in the story of another. So welcome to my story. This Jack Talcott guy, man. It's my prayer that, that we make history together. But holy cows, that's what we're doing. We're making history together. It's being lived with us. Hey, you know what? Bless you. It starts out slow. It starts out a little bit early. People got to rub the sleep out of their eyes when they come into my live stream. And sometimes they forget to hit the like. It's all right. It's all right. But we're here. We're here to have some fun and blessings. I hope so. I really do. And that's without fear. Praise God indeed, man. Praise God. His story, history, right? This history we were taught and we were told and we talked to each other about, a lot of that is a lie. But this story, right? This story of history with you and I here today, March 28th, 2026. And if you're here with me live, God bless you and thank you. And if you're one of those folks who's tuning in and catching me later because someone said, hey, have you heard about this Jack Talcott guy? And so you hit play and you're just now getting to this point. Well, go ahead and speed it up, right? Because when you speed it up with me, sometimes I think I sound better. I never do know what I'm going to be saying some days that I hit start. But isn't that the way that life works? Oh, let me do the thumbnail thing. I'll drop the link thing. Golly geez, I forgot to message a couple of guys again today. Maybe next time. Anyway, in the background is a reminder, pieces available, and the idea is you need to hear this. You need to hear this. The reminder from me to you, it's really you to you. I'm just speaking for you to remind you. You are the reason you are. Everything you are. You are that reason, right? joyful, angry, sad, all the emotional stuff, right? But love is the reason you are you. You are the reason you are everything you are, but love is the reason you are you. Know this to know yourself, okay? You need to hear that part. Love is what you are, okay? Love is the reason you are. If you've lost sight of love, then maybe you lost sight of you. And it's okay. It's easy to do. We live in a world that pays you to distract yourself. You pay others to distract you and entertain you, but it's all about you in the end, the entire universe and everything you've ever heard of. It's all in your life. It's all within you, just like in me. It's all me. It's just a happening, right? Life is just a happening, baby. Be what is happening, and you're with what's happening, whether you like it or not. And sometimes life brings us things that are pretty tough to like, right? They're pretty tough to bear through. And then sometimes we get like just the smallest little inconvenience. Oh my God, I dropped my ice cream. We just bawl our eyes off over the silliest things. We're grown children. All right, fair enough. I don't even know what I said, but you're right. I don't speak for you. I do not. I speak only for me and the spirit that flows through me. But I'm telling you that the spirit that flows through me is filled with love. Okay? Not a love of money, not a love of power, not a love of fame, not a love of nothing but love. I love love. It's the one thing I can honestly say that I think I figured out. For myself, I love love. And I can't tell you exactly what that means, but I can describe it. I mean, I can try and show you what I mean, but that's kind of what I'm trying to do each day is to show you what I mean about love and a love of God that I never imagined was possible. That's where I'm at right now. And I found this love of God following the way of Jesus, right? It's like all tied together. It's all one thing. Love and life and God and you, it's all one. Let it be that way for you. Figure out how it works so you stop resisting the idea that you and God and love and life are all one thing. I mean, if you look in the mirror, can you see all those things? Can you see love? Can you see God? Can you see life in the mirror? Or do you see deadness? I used to see that. I used to see like this dead look, like, what the fuck are you? Why are you? I gotta go to work again. I gotta go see these people again. I gotta do this again. And oh my God, my life was miserable. I was just a miserable. I was a confused man. I don't need to be rude to what I was. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. I started a little bit early and a little bit late than I wanted to. Because I think our friend OTW's got himself scheduled in a little bit later, and I've got to set whoever's here at the end. Maybe we'll go visit him. But for those who do wish to join, to support the conversations with Jack today, we could take these conversations into so many directions, and I'd be real happy. Different directions the conversations could go, but I'm also happy to just kind of flow and monologue for a while and maybe just interact with the chat a little bit, you know? I'm learning to do that a little bit better. I'm still kind of not the best, but Roger, thank you for the contributions and the question. Are the Thorpes available to stream with you now? Certainly. I mean, they're welcome. I haven't expressly sent an invitation, but Grace and I have exchanged messages. I think we're doing good. Lala, blessings to you, my friend. Um, Grace is she may be live already. I didn't even look. And you might go to Red 40 insists on blocking you. Well, that could be something. Hey, Jeff, blessings to you. I appreciate that. Sincerely. Sincerely. Hey, you know what? Let me send her a link. Actually, I can do that. I'm figuring out how to do some of this stuff. Excuse me. However, as you can tell, I'm not the best at multitasking in some ways, but bear with me just a moment. There we go. So for those who are interested, I went ahead and I did send an invite. There's no beef, man. There's really not. And if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for drama, maybe missing it, Gweep. Maybe missing it. And requesting a boycott on bottom of YouTube for the day. Well, admittedly, I've kind of embraced that idea that I might be a part of that. I hope to be. I actually I get recognized in a lot of the parts of it, so I am that. Welcome to the Boyds, but I get what you're saying. I think you mean the pathetic drama stuff is what you're referring to a boycott on. And I would love a break from the pathetic drama stuff, but admittedly, this is part of the experience, brothers and sisters. Oh, bless you, Crystal. I appreciate that. I intend actually to truly rise. I feel and I see. I've been saying this for a long time, man. I've been saying this a long time. I can see my just breakthrough, and not just mediocre growth, but like just coming out of nowhere and people be like, yeah, Jack Talcott, all around the world, man. Live without fear. That Jack Talcott guy, man. Did you hear his story? Did you hear what he did? Did you hear that he found a way to get in there and, kind of talk with that Donald Trump? They discussed some ideas about bringing peace to the world. Where'd that go? There we go. Yeah, bringing some peace to the world and really creating a world where everybody could live without fear. See, and then this bottom of YouTube stuff. Oh, we're all going to be known, baby. That's what life's about. Let's see what we can get away with while we're here in good and positive and loving ways. And here's a man who I think does a lot of that. A man who does live with love. Welcome back, brother Lou. How you doing, brother?
What's up, Jack? What's up? I was thinking, you years ago, we had a prime minister named Mulrooney. I don't know if you ever heard that name. He was like a conservative type. We have the same system here as you guys do there. There's right and left wing of the same bird of prey. But he was sort of a right wing prime minister for a while. And the one prior to him had implemented some form of gun registry, right? And so he wanted to register the guns, and always registration leads to confiscation. And so people were protesting it heavily, and that's how he got in. He got in on a platform of ending the gun registry. I know you're not interested. I see you're rubbing your shoulders, but
No, no,
I'll get to the
please,
point.
please.
So there was this
No,
one
don't
guy.
misread it. Go ahead.
There's this one guy who his form of protest against this bill for gun registry, he tied himself or chained himself to like several floors up in Parliament and dressed as Batman. This is the real thing. You can go look back. And when he was finally brought down, Mulrooney met with him.
Really?
And
Okay.
so I'm not suggesting you go tie yourself to the White House or anything, but I mean, it's an option. I mean, if you were to do something like that, what would you dress as is my question. He chose Batman. I would say, what would you, if you had to choose a character, what would it be? I'm not messing with you, Jack. I'm just,
In some way, try to represent a disciple, a follower of Christ.
okay. Which
Maybe
one?
perhaps try to represent a holy man would be the idea, but I don't want to misrepresent that nor mischaracterize that either.
You would dress as one of the disciples or maybe as Jesus.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not so much into costumes and role play anymore. I did the soldier thing and the postal clerk thing and all those other roles, but um there's a way
Well,
to get it across. I mean, here, the idea is to get the attention, right? And that's something actually, I've got all these ideas, like our friend Landry, right? He's connected to that wild guy, Alex Stein. That's what he's known for, is doing kind of crazy stuff in public to get attention, right? Um,
yeah, Stein's pretty popular. Can you put your freaking seatbelt on? Sorry, dude. Sorry, Jack.
yeah, that's not my path to do it. I know. Yeah, look, it does. The jack in the back is peeking through, man. He's peeking in, saying, "Hey, what's going on in there? What's going on in there? What are they talking about? What can I get involved in?" Um, yeah, what if I go in a loincloth, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, actually, there you go, Andy. Surpass the disciples, surpass the Pharisees, surpass the Sadducees, surpass the scribes. Truly be one with. That is my hope and my goal and my prayer.
You know what, Jack? I would say if you were to choose a costume, if I were to
Yeah,
choose one for you, it would be
please.
Moses.
Thank you.
You'd make a
Oh, that's
great Moses.
beautiful. Beautiful, dude. That's my goal. I believe this entire economic structure boils down to wage slavery. And I want to go before those others and say, set my people free. Free my people from these debts, from these obligations and registrations and licensing. I love it. Thank you, Lou. Hey, we got another guest here. But the point with that is
What's up, Jack?
inspiration. Welcome back, Aldi. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. Jack, I hope you've been doing well. Happy Saturday, my friend. Hope you're doing well, brother.
Praise be. I feel that I am. How are you?
We're still on it. We're still at it. I know it's bad, Jack, but we're still on it. It's Saturday. I gotta keep going, you know what I mean? But what I've been doing lately, Jack, after every tall can, I drink a full water bottle.
Good.
So that way it counteracts the dehydration. We're doing all right, Jack. We're doing all right, man.
Yep.
How long have you been in prison, sir?
I've never been to prison.
No, you're there now. I'm asking how long you've
I've
been.
never had any charges.
No. You're missing my point.
The
You're
only
missing
time I
my
really
point.
went to jail was
No.
a
Aldi.
drunk take.
Aldi. Right. Aldi.
What?
That's related to what Lou is talking about. You're in a prison right now.
Of
Oh, an
your own making.
alcoholism, like the prison alcoholism.
Yes, sir.
Well, listen.
Thank you, Lou.
So I don't get knock on wood, I don't get withdrawals or anything. The only time I really like drink is only whenever I stream. If I don't live stream, then I don't drink. Honestly, I just be chilling, drinking water, hydrating.
Do you have stage fright, and yet you're combating it with alcohol?
No, not really. I'm just boring. I'm boring when I don't drink. But I get a. I'm in. Listen, I'm trying. I'm an up and coming comedian. I tried to get on Kill Tony once. I'm about to try again soon. But
Wait a minute. You're supposed to be funny first.
Yeah, I know. I know you are supposed to be funny.
Hey.
I understand people have different senses of humors. At the end of the day, I write jokes. I have a lot of jokes written down. I'm always writing. I'm always working. Meanwhile, you're in your car delivering food. But I guess judging others is all right, right? I guess it is what it is.
Ollie, you. I love where you're at. You are a man with humor and such. And I tell you what, I suspect that when your mind is more clear, right? You're not either intoxicated or recovering from it. When you're not dealing with that, your mind is more clear. I bet your humor is going to be even more spot on.
No, and I agree too, Jack. I agree with that. Honestly, it is like I just got to get my ass back in the gym, and it'll like make me not even want to drink. Just keep fucking eating, bulk up. Like it is what it is, right?
The solution is
like the first step, though, and the first step is admitting that you have a problem.
Yes,
and a lot of people won't admit that,
right?
And I admit it all the time.
Okay, now I want to give this to Vibe because I want to welcome him, and I'm sure he's got some beautiful stuff to add. Because that first step is in recognizing the problem. But we also live in a society where people will wear their problems like badges, man. They're fucking proud of their problem.
That's weird.
So I just want to caution you there with that. And Vibe, welcome to you. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. And I'm really glad to be on the panel with Aldi as well. I saw you and I wasn't able to join earlier. You'd made a comment that said, you know what, I am not like this when I'm sober. I'm boring when I'm sober. I'm a aspiring comedian. Like you feel like when you're in the essence of alcohol, that you are you. But when you're not in the essence of that, you feel like you're not you, right? And this is what Jack's channel actually says, live without fear. The reason that you can't do that sober is because you have this fear of rejection when you're sober, but when you're drunk, the frontal lobe goes away and you're like, you know what? I'm confident in myself because now I've removed that from my existence of fear. Jack said it. You are just
I hear what you're saying. Yeah, like in a way, yeah. In a way, when you're sober. Yeah, that is in a way, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it is like a fear of rejection. Like if I don't get like
honestly,
drunk
right?
And
it's you, whether you're drunk or not drunk, it's 100% you. Right?
Like maybe it is, but at the same time too, it's like I don't know. Like I function and stuff when I'm sober. I'm still funny when I'm sober. It's just not as quick. I'm not as loud. I'm not as like
because
faster, you know what I mean?
There's a little bit of fear when you're sober.
It's also called I forget what the word for it is. It's called What is it called whenever you're like a drunk ego type thing? Like when you know what I
You
mean? Like
lose your
when you're drunk, you
inhibitions.
just feel invincible.
You lose your
When you're
inhibitions.
buzzed, you feel invincible type
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I mean?
that
And I like the
and when you're
feeling. I like the
sober,
feeling.
Well, let's.
when you're drunk, you feel invincible. When you're sober, you feel fallible, and that's fear,
Yep.
right? So the only
Mhm.
thing that actually is driving you to the drinking is because you are the same person, sober or drunk. You have
Right.
that same mentality. You have that same ability. The only thing that stops you from being that funny guy sober is fear. And the
Yep.
alcohol is the thing that takes the fear away.
Well,
As Jack
I
said,
mean,
it's really, by the way, it's really hard when you get sober, when you're like, crap, I'm sober now, I'm fearful. Now we have a new reality that opens up, right? And now
the
we can
thing
actually
is,
sometimes more powerful.
go ahead,
That's
Jack.
what
Go ahead.
Dysfunctional alcoholic. That's what I was. And what Vibe is saying, hey, you're in the right spot, brother. You're in the right spot. You're recognizing there's room there. And I've been learning, okay? I've been learning that truly the path to your breakthrough and your growth is the Holy Spirit.
And can I say something real quick here?
Please do.
Please do. Because everybody knows me when I say I love you, but I don't give a rat's ass whether you love me back. And Aldi, I really don't like you. I really don't. But I do love you. And I've got to say, the one thing I see progressive in you is that you came up here today and recognized that you can replace the addiction with the dedication. They're basically the same thing. It's just that the addiction has a negative connotation, and the dedication, the weightlifting and weight training, that's a dedication.
Yeah.
That's a positive. And that's why I don't like you. It's because you put a bad light on men. Men are supposed to be progressive, powerful, provide protection, be something to look up to, heroes. And that's what I'd rather see people do. So kudos for you. I appreciate you coming up and recognizing you can change. And that change means changing from the addiction to a dedication. You're replacing an activity, a negative activity with a positive one. That's all we have to do. Actions speak louder than words, brother. Be blessed. Thanks for
Hey,
having me up.
Aldi, you were saying that you don't get withdrawals. Is that
No, not
correct?
at all. I don't drink liquor.
That's great. That's
Well,
great.
if I can give
Good
you
for
a
you.
little analogy that someone told me many years ago before I was completely addicted to heroin. I was using here and there, but I wasn't feeling any withdrawals yet. And I was still early on in my addiction. And someone told me, he said, listen, right now you are, and if you can listen to the analogy, maybe it'll make sense to you. He says, right now you are a cucumber. You're not a pickle yet. But once you get pickled, you get long enough in that jar full of vinegar, which mine was heroin, yours might be alcohol. The vinegar is the alcohol for you. Once you're in that jar, a cucumber needs a certain amount of time to become pickled. And once it's pickled, there's no turning back. You will always be a pickle. So it becomes exponentially more difficult to get away from whatever substance you're using when you reach that point. You may not be pickled yet, but you're on the road.
He's
If you get
learning
what I'm
and
saying.
growing. He's learning and growing.
Well, how old are you guys? I'm 30. I'm about to be 31.
Well, I'm 62.
And I've been
Jack, I think,
drinking
50.
since what? Since I turned 21, so like 9 years now. It's about to be 10.
You're getting pretty close to being pickled, brother.
Not every day though. Not every day type shit. You know what I mean?
You're at the doorstep of the abyss.
Yes.
Aldi did say he prays to God every night, right? Did you not say that a couple panels ago?
I do. I talk to God every night.
And when you do that, do you say, can you give me the strength to get over this and be the man that I should be without this affliction?
Yeah, 100%. But at the same time, a lot of the times too, I'm just like apologizing because like low key, like maybe I did maybe I got a little bit too wild, maybe I did a little bit of this and that. I mean, the worst feeling to me, like drinking is fun, but the worst feeling is blacking out and not remembering what you did, and then people are telling you like, bro, you were doing all this and you were doing all that. And then I don't like to, like, I also don't like how I push actual friends away from my life with this drinking shit. Because I'll get drunk as fuck and I'll start talking crazy to like even people that I've known for years and years. You know what I mean? And that's
sometimes the way to turn this around is not apologizing to God, because we already know that God made us fallible, right? Sometimes it's just saying to him, like, because if you go every night to bed going, God, I'm sorry, I fucked up again tonight. I don't remember last night. I don't do this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're actually training your brain and saying that you're a bad person. But maybe tonight, when you go to bed, you say, you know what, God, I admit this. I admit it on panel. I feel these things. But you know what I need is I need you. I need you to help give me the strength to overcome this. Not say, I'm a bad guy. Sorry, God. I apologize, God. Say, God, you're so powerful. You are the one that can lift me up. And I'm asking you today for that strength. I'm not going to apologize today. Maybe once I'm sober, I'll apologize. But today, I'm just going to ask you for that strength. And maybe you need to make
appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let me say, this guy Traditional Rose, he said, if you've been drinking for that many years, I guarantee you he doesn't go 3 to 5 days without drinking. I've literally I think the longest break I took, I mean, I don't stream every day. Like anytime that I don't stream, like I will drink. And like there's days where like I said, like I do, like if I drink a beer, I'll drink a water bottle. But at the end of the day, it's like if I'm not on stream, I get off stream. I'm just drinking water. I don't drink off stream. So if I were to, the only time I would probably consider stopping drinking is I take a break from streaming, and then just get my ass back in the gym, and it'll be fine. But I know it's crazy. Like I know people say that stuff like that, but I've never done any other drugs. I don't do drugs at all. I don't even smoke weed. Like at the end of the day, it's like drinking is like,
you're looking for
fun.
You're looking for an external solution to an internal problem.
Would you guys
working out, doing all that is an external solution.
I'd really love a chance to be able to participate in the conversation.
Go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, big dog.
Please.
This is your fucking panel. Tell him to shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to be polite, right?
Maybe you should try kicking me.
I'll be your little demon on your right shoulder.
Here.
You have your
you know
what I mean?
I'm sorry for my impatience.
Go ahead, big dog.
The reality is what I'm sitting here is thinking is I'm confident you're ready for a breakthrough, and it'd probably be a pretty simple conversation to figure out the underlying cause, get a clarity on where you are, where you want to be, and get a game plan for your next step. You could change your life by tomorrow. Do you want to try?
No.
All right.
Not
There's
tomorrow. Not
There's
tomorrow. No.
How long do you intend on living this way?
I think so my birthday is May 2nd. So like but I have said this before. So like my girl, like she got us a flight to Hawaii. We were in Hawaii for a week in January, and I told my viewers, I was like, after I come back from Hawaii, I'm gonna stop drinking. Fuck that. I kept drinking. And then I was like, after the Super Bowl, I'm gonna stop drinking. Still drinking.
Already. Sorry to interrupt, but you've already revealed the reason you're still drinking. You're not honest with yourself.
Yeah, I know.
If you're not honest with yourself, why the fuck should you take care of yourself? May as well go have some drinks, go live stream, right? Nothing better to do, right?
You should join him.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's fear. It's fear, right?
Why not join him?
You're fearful of who you're going to be, and do you have the courage to be yourself sober? That's what you're fearful of.
Not really. I mean, I'm still funny sober. Like if I will join, Jack. The next time that you do a live stream, I'll join completely sober, and we'll see if like I act the same way. I always I always found I find it really interesting. I've always wanted my sober self to have a conversation with my blacked out self. Wouldn't that be interesting? Like, Jack, if you were to have a conversation with yourself when you were drinking and you were heavily intoxicated, wouldn't that be a great conversation? You know what I mean?
I'd never really considered it. I imagine I'd be kind of ashamed. But if we can, Pat, we've had a guest here. He's been quiet and patient, and I want to respect that. Tom, welcome.
Yeah. Period.
I haven't been quiet. Do you have me turned down?
Nope.
Damn.
Haven't touched your volume. I'm
Well,
grateful.
muted. I got muted after, just chatting.
Well, that wasn't me.
Yeah, that dude was probably a troll, dude.
No, it's Tom. It says device not connected. Okay, that was not me. You back?
That dude's internet sucks or something.
No,
He's driving around. He's driving around. You could hear the wind from his window.
No, he's
I
just
used to like you, Soccer Goblin, but maybe you need to quit drinking, or maybe you need to
put the
drink more.
knife down, man. That's TOS.
Aldi,
Put the knife
Aldi, Aldi.
down. Sorry, Jack.
Please chill.
DJM doesn't like it when I do this.
I know. You like doing things that people don't like. Did you notice that, Tom?
I don't think that's true at all.
You don't? Please think about it.
I like doing things that you don't like.
And DJM and others.
No, DJM likes doing things I don't like.
Okay.
But you and your daddy make too many references to me as if you know my actual life. Not that the panel verse isn't real, but if you guys could actually explain my day to day, I'd be impressed.
Actually,
but
Tom,
unfortunately, I came up today. Like I said yesterday, I was just gonna let Paul tell me who I am and agree with it. You should bring King Stephen up.
Well, that's one of the things I wanted to address. But Tom, I also want to do a check-in with you. You don't need to give details, but you're doing all right.
I wouldn't give you details. You're not my friend. I came up because I made an obligation.
God.
Well, Vibe, what did you mean by like we are us when we're drunk?
I'm not sure about that, but Tom, in reviewing yesterday, I heard you.
He said it. I was asking him because he said it.
Okay,
you said vibe, and then I didn't understand the last part you said.
You said, what did you say about we are us when we're drunk or something?
Well, yeah, no, I'm saying that our humanity is us, whether we're drunk or not. Now, when we get drunk, sometimes some people actually find by getting drunk, they are able to be themselves a little bit more. And the reason that happens is because they have fear when they're sober, and drinking takes away that fear, but it doesn't take away that person can still be the same person sober. It just means when they're sober, they have the fear.
Well, can we not go all the way to fear and just say inhibitions, because alcohol is an inhibition?
Right? Like, wouldn't
Jack,
it be like
use the restroom? Give me a.
No.
Sure, Soccer Goblin.
Why do you have to get drunk to be what you think is yourself? Why do you think, like, when an alcoholic or an addict or somebody on shrooms or whatever, right, feels like they are truly themselves on a substance, unless they have something prohibiting them when they're not on this substance? And what is prohibiting them?
Well, I know that when you say you meant them, because that's not me, but I was going in the direction of, I think who we are is also our discipline to suppress how we might want to be. And that was my problem when I drank, is I would drink myself into a person I wouldn't say is me.
Yeah, I see that, but in a sense, it was something that was you, right? And it's how stoic are you as a sober person to communicate that, right? So, I mean, I've been on this panel before, and I've disagreed with Jack. Like, some people are like, "Oh, you're collaborating with Jack. No, you know, if I don't believe in it sober, there is a stoic way to do it. Now, if I get drunk, I might tell Jack to go F himself, right? Because I'm drunk and I'm not using my brain.
If you were drunk, would you say the actual word?
The words are not the same. One is done in a respectful way. The other one is done in a belligerent way.
Bro, let me just ask you one thing though. Like, if you hate everything that Jack says and you hate everything that people say, why are you like even here? If you hate something, obviously you don't hate it. Obviously, like if I were, did you go to a grocery store and you buy stuff that you don't want, that you can't eat and you don't like? If you were like, let's say you're allergic to certain foods and you go to the grocery store, would you buy the food that you're allergic to? Doesn't make sense, because hate is a powerful word. Hate is a very powerful word.
So there's a lot of things that move us. As we mature, we can refine what we allow to move us, and the goal is to allow only love. Okay. What Vibe was talking about, that's what I used to experience. I didn't know it at the time, because to me, the anxiousness and the, nervousness, it was normal. I just thought that's how I was. But it turned out, no, I was a fucking wreck. I was carrying around other people's bullshit. I was carrying around untrue nonsense. And I was destroying myself with the booze, making excuses. Aldi, your excuses, every one of us, not just you, but brother, since you've been brave and honest, I want to honor you and thank you for that. But you're an example, right? When we're not honest with ourselves, we'll make excuses, and our excuses will become our downfall. It leads us to bad habits. You know better, Aldi. I want to be respectful to some of these others, but if you've got anything to reply, Aldi.
100%, bro. I hear what you're saying, bro. You can use me as an example all you want, Jack. It's all good.
Thank you. Hey, welcome to you, Landry. How are you today?
I'm good. I wanted to check in, obviously, as always. I'm always popping in. This is one of the spots I love to pop into, but I wanted to see if I missed something with the Tommy, and was there a resolve? After last night was pretty intense.
Leave me alone.
Not yet. And he hasn't revealed a lot of details yet. So
I wouldn't be stupid enough to reveal details to this panel. I obligated myself yesterday. I'm here for that.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate it. Stephen, welcome to you. How are you today?
Hello. I'm here, everyone, but I'm listening in. I'm trying not to say much today.
Great.
I'll be back. I've got a leather sectional being delivered, so I got to get the door. But I am tuned into Jack. I'm listening to what's going on.
What are you getting delivered? A rug? A rug, or what is it? A leather section?
A leather sectional. A new leather sectional.
Oh,
it's not vegan friendly, but it's very comfortable. Very
comfortable. Excited?
Yeah, but depending on what season, you can't wear like shorts.
But bro,
can't wear shorts or wife beaters in certain seasons.
I'm a baller.
Summer is coming up, bro. Leather. It's kind of crazy to sit on leather sometimes. You know what I mean? Especially during the summer, you're gonna be sweating all over that shit, bro, and that ruins leather.
No, I got good AC, air conditioning.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah, man.
Bro, I'm not an alcoholic. You gotta apologize to God more, Aldi.
Saying sorry. I mean, I think we should all be saying sorry to God. I think we should all be apologizing to God more oftenly. I think we should all be apologizing.
Aldi, I'm trying to interrupt you, man, because I want to swing back to something you said. It was true. I believe you. You're often, at the end of the day, maybe apologizing, trying to make right with God. Did I hear that right?
Nope, of course.
Okay. Well, from yourself, what would that show about you? I mean, if you're looking at someone who is constantly apologizing, what does that show you about that
That
individual?
shows me that the person is not real and he's a fake ass motherfucker, basically.
Ooh, that's pretty harsh. That's pretty
Jack
harsh.
apologizes to me all the time.
Well, what it sounds like is someone who feels guilty. Now, why are we feeling guilty? Is it things we're saying? Is it things we're doing? Is it things we're
it's
thinking?
both. It's both. Things I'm
All
saying,
right.
things I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like, in all honesty, like what I've been like thinking and what I've been saying lately is in all honesty, like it's like the question that everybody is afraid to say is maybe Hitler was right about like
Oh, please.
I know.
Let him finish. What were you gonna? You did right about
Sorry
what?
for interrupting. Sorry for interrupting. Please.
Maybe he was right about.
Diet
what's
choices. Right.
going
I don't
on?
know.
If you look at history, you talk about
Oh,
the book
okay.
burnings in Berlin. Remember the book burnings in Berlin? If you guys are not familiar with the book burnings in Berlin, was I'm not gonna say, I'll say Jays. So the Jays, there was a J doctor that he did the first ever like successful surgery changing genders, which I think that is crazy. And he wrote books about it, and then at the same time, all I'm saying is after they were burning all the books of how he was explaining how to do it and everything like that. And if you look at how life is right now and what's going on in the world right now,
right.
At the end of the day, like, listen, so cloning animals, changing genders, that's messing with God. You're born,
right.
It doesn't matter if you were born a certain way. At the end of the day, that's how God made you. You have to embrace yourself. You can't be like that. So at the end of the day, even though I am an alcoholic and I do apologize all the time, we're all God's children at the end of the day, right?
I think this is where
So at
Jack
the
is
end of the
going.
day,
What
hold
Jack
on, don't
was trying to
interrupt me. I'm
say-
almost finished. All I'm saying is, I know that I have problems. I know that I sin all the time. But at the end of the day, a lot of people will say, like, oh, I don't sin. Oh, I go to church every Sunday type shit. But a lot of people
like be one with
every Sunday,
perfection.
they use going to church every Sunday as an excuse to be a good person.
Yeah.
But at
Okay.
the same time, a lot of them are not good people. Everybody has sinned. We've all sinners.
Aldi, please pause.
Go ahead, sweetheart.
Because I feel like you're just kind of venting at this point.
It's an alcohol.
If I can have 30 seconds, and I won't go very
Please.
long, right, Aldi?
Please.
And I think this is what Jack was saying. I'm trying to back Jack up here. Is that for 9 years, you have been praying to God and apologizing for your behavior. And what both of us are saying is that God is actually at this point going, yeah, I got it. I agree with you. Now just ask for my help. Just say, help me. That's it.
Not for 9. Hold on, but it's not for 9 years. I've been drinking for 9 years.
Okay.
Well, I have not been talking to God for 9 years. I didn't start talking to him until like 2 years recently.
But you understand that every night that you pray to God saying, I'm a failure, I suck, that you're actually embracing that in your brain. And you're actually self-affirming yourself as being a failure. Yep. So every night while you're talking to God, and I'm saying that, and I can't say I know what God said.
30 seconds.
Thinking, but I'm thinking God said it. I would think he was running.
You hit it.
Just ask me for help.
Aldi, he said it. You got the ask for help part out, bud. Aldi, are you asking for forgiveness because you do feel the guilt and regret still?
Not really. I just feel I mean, to
me,
I don't really like care about myself. I care about the people around me more than I care about myself.
Right. Well, I'm sorry, Jack. I almost got a thing out. Go ahead.
It's his fucking stream. Let him talk.
Well, just very briefly, thank you, Tom. I'm sorry for the interruption. Aldi, I want
Thank
to
you
make
for what?
sure,
I only asked him a question. I was going to follow it up.
please follow it up.
Aldi, when we no longer feel the guilt or shame over these things, that's a sign we are quenching the Holy Spirit. And to get back in those graces is to get back to actually feeling regret and guilt over things. Because I used to be in a way of like, I would have a issue with what I was doing that I didn't want to do, and I'd only know it in a phonetic way. I'd no longer feel guilt over it.
What I wanted to point out, please, Aldi, in the private chat, I want to make sure you see my phone number, my email. Okay.
Don't post your shit in the private chat.
Oh, he
I'm
loves it.
screaming
He'll
right
do
now.
it right on the screen.
I'm
He'll do it
screaming
right
right
on the
now. People are gonna fucking see it. Don't do that. Don't do that, Jack.
He wishes more people.
If you have an Instagram, just
I already-
contact me on Aldi1K on Instagram. Don't
All
post it in the private chat, please don't. I don't
Well,
want
I
you to
already
get doxxed
did.
or any of that.
I already, dude.
Do it,
hello.
Jack.
I'm
Get it
not
main
sure.
screen, Jack. Show him main screen. Show him you'll do it.
Well, here. I
Hey,
mean,
if anybody wants to contact me, I'm Jack Talcott at 509-768-6611 for the
Hey, well, that's
visually
a fake
impaired.
number. Okay, cool.
It's
But
funny.
I'm not gonna, Jack.
No.
You think
Mike-
you call
Mike-
you off stream,
Jack,
bro?
You
I'm
got
not calling
9/11
you,
in
bro.
your number.
That's gay. That's gay, Jack.
Aldi, you're not getting it. Dude, seriously. I see your potential that you're not seeing. Okay? And it's not just me. I'm sure many others see your potential. And I've been in your seat. What you're saying, let me not diminish you or your path at all. I have in my memory a lot of memories of kind of what I'm hearing from you. I believe what I've learned, learning where to look within myself. I think I might be able to help you find where to look within yourself. And then who knows what God might reveal for you.
I'm gonna tell you straight up, Jack. I appreciate it, but I can't help. You can't help me. I could only help myself. Okay.
God.
And at the end of the day, too, all glory to God. But like, in
Amen.
all honesty, like I'm telling you, I don't care about myself. As long as my family, my friends are good, I will live a great life. As long as my family and my friends are good, I could care less about myself. That's my goal.
Right. But the universe doesn't work like that.
I know it doesn't.
The
I'm on the
reality
main
is
goal. I'm trying to change the way the universe works, Jack.
no, there is
Yeah,
no.
I am.
You don't want to. You
Jack.
want to learn it. You want to understand it.
Jack, the
This is
universe.
God's.
The universe is part of God's will. So the same way you're telling him he can't change the universe, I'm telling you can't change God's will. So
You can
thank you, Jack.
understand it. You can
I do
become
understand it.
part of it.
Right, and it's not ending all wars.
We are a part of it. Sorry, what?
It's not ending all wars.
Not yet. When it's time, it will be time, though.
You just like little dance party on the video. You didn't really actually grasp what that video showed.
Tom,
And Aldi once again says we're all God's children. Jesus himself accused people. Then why would Jesus tell men that the devil was their father?
they'd aligned with the wrong father figure.
And why would Jesus tell us not all of us are alive, not all of us are born of water?
Oh, yeah, because there's levels of life and consciousness, and we can be
Right.
alive but dead.
Some of us, well, not us, but some are Nephilim, some are fallen angels. Not all people are human.
Okay.
So we're not all God's children.
In Tom, when you go deep
All you gotta do is understand we're not all God's children. It's as simple as that.
Tom, we are all sourced from the one same source, right?
That doesn't make us God's children.
How about this? I don't know if you heard me the other day. I made the claim that by my definition that people, animals, plants, all of that, we're all earthlings.
Yeah, by your definition.
Is that, can you roll with that? That everything from Earth is an Earthling?
No, I'm in it. I'm not of it.
Okay, but
This isn't my home.
but for the identification of things in the material universe, we can point at things and say all things from Earth are Earthlings.
Right,
No?
it's not biblical.
Okay. But if all things come from the one God,
So Epstein Island is of God.
Jack, have you ever read the book of Enoch?
yes, long ago.
What did you think about it?
It's fascinating, and I've listened to a lot of different
Me
perspectives.
too.
and
Me too.
lectures
Yeah.
on it.
Go ahead, Jack.
It's interesting. But guys, what I've come to believe is truly the past, there could have been truly giants, cannibal giants that were
There were.
intermixed with, okay, well, so
It literally gave Goliath's stats of
Did
his
you
measure.
hear too the perspectives when the people were calling them like they were aliens? Aliens
Here.
as well.
Let's welcome another
that will
interview.
be
Welcome,
Hi.
Ruby.
Yeah,
How have you been, my friend?
I've been good. I just was downtown. I
Hey,
did some
Ruby.
IRL.
Hey.
Hi. I'm happy to be here, and I'm Team Jack on this one. I think we are all of God's children, but it's also, if you're looking at it from a secular viewpoint, that language isn't going to resonate. But I'm not sure the perspective,
Right.
and also about being dead unless you're, it's dead in spirit, and I've experienced that like very explicitly, being dead in spirit and then alive in spirit. Yes, I was technically alive, but not in the way
Right.
that is ideal. That's my thought.
Well, there's multiple passages of the references, like only those born of water, things like that, which would imply not everyone is born of water. He even said, "Let the dead bury the dead."
I think they meant like baptizing. They didn't mean like, isn't
No,
that like
no,
a
you're
reference to being baptized by water? Like by
you're
like
you very much vagina out with a sum of water.
Hey, Ruby, I am glad you're here because some of the things I've heard, you've been tested too. I've witnessed you've been public. Your evidence. You're an example.
Jack, do you realize?
I see we're all tested, and it's inspiring when people overcome. I've gotten, really toxic, so, but I'm, always trying to get that in check. So we can all,
Ruby, are you here for the merge? Are you gonna like change your name to Rubicott?
No,
yeah, I'm here for the cult. Okay, I thought
that's
we're
it.
gonna do an end times
It's the
cult.
merge.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying personally.
You got to caught yourself.
Hold on.
May the caught be with you.
Build the cult.
Yeah.
Because I keep hearing that, Jack, you're trying to start a cult.
It's not a cult. It's the caught. Get
I'm
with the
just
program.
kidding because people say that. I don't think it's not a cult to be positive. That's how toxic it is online. If someone just is like
I'm trying to start a cult too.
and happy, they're like, this is sick.
I'm trying to start a cult. Jack, are you copying me, bro?
No.
This is kind of funny on Jack's channel. And let me just
you got your race, so you're copying him.
No, you guys. Here's Jack. He comes on every time with an opening monologue about love, loving each other. He talks about Jesus. He talks about Christ. And then he gets a bunch of haters on here that he welcomes, by the way.
That's how it
works.
That's how you start a cult.
Great point, Vibe.
That's how you start a cult.
Hey,
that's literally how you start a cult.
All
you
the
go in there and you convincing people to join your cult.
He's not convincing though.
That's how you start a cult.
He's not like trying to convince anyone.
Yeah, we're joining of our own fruition.
Conversing.
He doesn't need to convince us.
It's conversing in a friendly manner. Oh my gosh. Let's talk about God and like love. Oh no. Scandalous.
Vibe. Everything you just described, the Antichrist will also do.
Yes, I think the Antichrist is Samuel Altman. 6 letters in Samuel, 6 letters in Altman, and 6 letters in its middle name.
That's not.
Just
Oh,
throwing it out there. You know, I had a feeling it's the AI
666.
related, and
Does Samuel
my
Altman
eyes on
talk
that guy right
Jesus
now.
Over
in
here,
love?
guys. This way.
Does Samuel
Yeah,
Altman
right
talk
there.
about Jesus in love?
Not that I'm aware of. He's pretty much like a.
The Antichrist will.
That's good.
Well,
King
then in
and
that case, maybe it's
Tommy.
Peter Thiel who is also doing Antichrist
To the
toward
left.
Rome right now.
King and
So
Tommy.
it's one of the AI guys, or they're
Opposite.
all. I don't fucking know. I'm just.
Okay, I'll go with that. I'll go with you. Don't fucking know. I like that one.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if Vibe even got to finish what he was saying. Do you remember?
You
Did
guys
ever
want to
get-
We know the usual Jack Ball Wash. We get it.
Well, I really enjoyed Vibe's contribution.
Didn't sound like the usual. It was a little bit more. You know, it sounded good. I was vibing with it.
Yeah, I think he has some really
We
great.
worked up a good lather first.
Here's the thing, like with King and Tommy, right? Like I actually respect both of you guys. Tommy, you've heard me say I actually understand where your biblical stance comes from, and you guys are like, well, but Jack is distorting it. Well, I've come up on panel and also said that sometimes I don't agree with Jack, but I don't come in here and tell him how to run his show or trash him. I go 80% of what he's doing, I actually agree with.
How do I tell him how to write? See, that's a fallacy.
I'm going to promote what he is doing good.
That's you,
I'm not
Vibe.
going to trash.
Yeah, that's you.
I don't.
Because
But
what
I do.
happens is,
Bob,
hold on a second here. I want to
you're
chime in
doing
here.
this narrative. You're doing this narrative that they're doing that. We are partaking in the show. Jack can run the show however he wants.
What are you talking about? I'm just saying. I think Jack has a positive message, and I think there's a lot of people like, and I think Tommy actually has brought up positive messages as well.
Yes.
He just doesn't
Let me
articulate
ask.
it
Can I
positively.
ask Ruby one thing?
Yes,
now?
he does.
Like,
Sure.
Ruby, like you're so you're like a Christian woman, right?
I'm recently converted. Yeah.
All right. So what made you want to convert? Because a lot of women nowadays, like they have like a whole slutty phase. They end up like having children with different dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you have kids?
Yeah, 100%.
No, I don't have any kids, but I did.
Alright,
I had a nasty fentanyl addiction.
Yeah,
and,
you. What?
that. Yeah, I was just severely addicted to fentanyl, crack, Xanax, and then I had an experience with God during my withdrawal that saved me.
Who were you doing fentanyl with? Was it and not to be
It's
racist?
just, I was doing it with my ex,
black
and then I
guys?
did it by myself.
Was it black guys?
No, just by myself. And also, why would that fucking matter?
Black
You know?
guys.
Right. What are you? Tell you what. Let me jump in here, please,
Go ahead.
because
Go ahead, Jack.
it really is. It's God who's doing everything, right? We are the characters, but we're not really the players. I mean,
God does fentanyl.
Well, we're sent here. We're sent here to live the lives we live. Why? Well, not just for ourselves, but for those around us. We live for others. But the world has us all backwards and divided. And Ruby, I don't know. You know what? I don't know a lot about each of you, but I see enough similarities, and I listen, right? I've heard enough to trust. Guys, God is doing something pretty special with us. Aldi, there will come a day where you're going to look back on the day that you stopped drinking, right?
Mm-hmm. I know.
And you're going to say, dang, I
thought
wish
about
I had
it
done
multiple
that
times.
sooner.
I've thought about it multiple times, Jack. I know what you're gonna say. Like, damn, I wish I wasn't drinking so much in my early 20s. And
Sometimes it just hasn't gotten bad
I wish
enough.
I would have just locked in, type shit.
Not even about lock-ins, but not wasting your precious life and not living your potential.
Beer. You were doing fentanyl, Ruby. You were doing fentanyl. Like
I know, so I know all the more about how dark it can get.
And you probably got raped or something. And now you found God.
Why are you so obsessed with like?
Aldi.
Are you jerking off? Can we get a hand check real quick?
That's.
Thank you. I feel more comfortable.
I would never jerk off to a fentanyl addict.
You were literally just talking about rape, black dick, all within like 1 minute. You're fucking
You
weird.
were saying that you were a fentanyl addict, and I told you straight
up.
up.
But I still had a job. Like, yeah, I did
weird
OnlyFans,
ordeal.
but I
Something
didn't fuck
probably
anyone.
happened.
Fentanyl actually lowers your sex drive drastically, dum dum.
Wow, that was crazy. That was
People find me very
nuts.
upsetting. I'll like try to find the common ground, and you know, it's always these tests of patience. Though I'm trying to not be as reactive, I still struggle.
I've witnessed both people testing you,
Hmm.
and I've witnessed you doing pretty good.
I
Even when
kind
you
of like
kind of get
Ruby. I want to
frustrated, you
be
reset.
positive.
Well,
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Sorry for
that.
interrupting.
Well,
I
I've
kind
made
of like
progress. I've
Ruby.
reacted very poorly and like, you know, in the past, but that's just made me realize I had to get a grip on things and yeah, just to make sure I never get to that state of rage again. And but it's overall the experience brought me closer to God and just I
that's
just feel
it.
so positive about that. And you know, that's why I like your messaging and program and what you're trying to do. So
Can I say something to Ruby? I've always wanted to say this. I didn't know you, but I saw a video of you. Grace Thorpe was kind of stalking you, and you
yes.
went into your favorite restaurant and you basically tore her hair out. I don't know if that was before you found God, but I do support that. I think that was one of your best moments.
I mean, that was a rough moment, but you know, she'd come to my
Well,
city with Ben, harassing me and my family, then filming me and my mom out. I lost it, you know, but that
it's
was also
part
part
of
of
your
the reason I
story. I
went to anger
support it. I
management.
support it.
And ultimately, you know, it's been a journey, but that was a rough point. But, you know, people kind of understood the context for the most part.
I
Not that it
did.
excuses it, but it was just a really crazy scenario. But, you know, I have forgiveness and love for them in my heart, even still. And I hope that they can, you know, find a path to hope and healing for their family.
Yeah, you know, I'm a subscriber of Ruby as well, and I've seen some of your streams. You are a roller coaster of fun, right? But that is kind of a story of a strong character, right? I don't know if I could date you, and I'm married, so I'm not actually asking. But
Right.
I mean, yeah, you are definitely a character. You've got a strong personality, and I think that's very welcomed in the world.
Oh, thank you. And it works with streaming, you know, but I also get myself in a lot of trouble, you know, that, well,
I'm
we're
sure.
working on it.
Yeah.
It's gotten better recently. I'm getting it under control somewhat.
And it is
Hey,
sometimes really
I
Jack,
actually
hard to
stopped
like just
drinking.
keep your
Jack, I
I,
want to
temperature
you
say,
down,
know, I
right?
was still
Bro,
drinking
you guys are
sometimes. I still
such
smoke weed,
simps.
but, you know.
This girl's like
We're
in her mid-30s. You guys are simping over a
we
ex-fent
all the
addict, bro. That's
all the
You're like
crazy.
hate simping. You're having like a much more bizarre
totally
reaction than being friendly,
yeah.
but
he's a very judgmental individual that we.
it's okay. I get this all the time. I'm used to it. I mean, I lead with that. I lead with I'm a fentanyl addict, and you know, whoever is interested to learn more can. And the people who react like this other gentleman are welcome to react like that and boost my algorithm, whatever the fuck they
Most
want
of
to
us
do.
out here are some sort of addict that just converted to the meta. Right now, the meta is
Yeah.
our addiction.
Yep. Yeah, I've
But I
gotten
think
even
I think
addicted
there's
to
something
streaming on some level. Like, you know, that's one
there's something
thing.
really important to what Ruby's speaking to, right? And I learned this in my 30s. Is that if I don't lie and I actually reveal my whole horrible past to everybody that I meet, then nobody ever has anything to use against me, right? If I hide my
Yes.
past, then they can discover my past, and now I'm a liar, and now like I messed up. So I actually respect you very much, Ruby, for saying that because
100%.
nobody can ever use that against you now. You're like, yeah, I was
Mhm.
honest about it. You didn't like me for being honest, right? If
Exactly. And
you
it just shows that, you
exposed,
know, I've come a long way and I still have a long ways to go, but I'm proud of how far I've come from, you know, the state that I was in. And I can only credit God for that because I wasn't able to do it by myself until I had a very extreme experience. I was an atheist before that. So it's like, you know, what
yeah.
the fuck. But and,
So
yeah,
I applaud you for that.
I appreciate
And,
that.
and keep
Thanks
doing
for
it.
kind.
Keep doing it. I mean, and for everybody, I mean, anybody listening, even in chat, like if you don't hide your past and you're honest about your past with everybody that is in your current
But
life, there is nothing they can ever hold against you, and they know who you actually are, and they know where you came from.
Vibe, were you bad in your past? Do you have a shady past? Do you have bodies buried, or were you strawberry shortcake or something in your past, or what do you mean?
Where you
I know
ask?
I have this reputation online of being like this really innocent, like strawberry shortcake
Hmm.
guy. But yeah, I have been to jail, and I don't mind
What?
admitting that. When I was like
Oh,
19,
that's a shock.
and you know, like I've made mistakes in my past, and I've never hidden those. Nobody's ever asked me. People just think I'm like this really nice guy. But, you know, I mean, I have made mistakes. I've learned from my mistakes. I've grown. I've got a family of 3 kids now and a wife, and I've had 1 marriage. I want to keep it that way. I have struggled with things in the past. But yeah,
Okay.
you know, I mean,
Well, thanks
just
for
because I went to
answering.
jail, does that make me the worst guy in the world?
No, I didn't say that. I'm not judging. I even
Yeah.
said I'm proud of Ruby, even if she's not proud of that moment. I'm proud of
Yeah,
her.
right.
Yeah.
It was divisive.
Like,
Well, yeah.
never trust a fentanyl bitch, right? No, that is her
No.
being honest and truthful. Like, what if he actually liked Ruby and they went on a date, and then later found out through like Instagram or Facebook or whatever that Ruby was a fentanyl addict, and then said, "Oh my God, you lied to me." No, she didn't lie. She told the truth up front, and that is honorable. That's respectful. We all need to do those type of things. We all need to own our mistakes of the past, and that is living without fear.
Yes, own our mistakes. You wanted to say something, Jack? Could you chime in here?
Well, it is all about coming clean, right?
No, and a big point of like me leading in
Yeah.
that way is it's exactly for that reason. Is I had been so anxious in the past, and like when I was living deep in addiction, there were so many layers of lying, and it was so stressful, and I lost, you know, so much trust with people that it was. Once I got it back, I was like super valued it, you know. So I do try to be incredibly candid.
So
Ruby's on her last. I feel like I've
Go
been
ahead.
on a good one lately, you know. But I'm an emotional bitch, and I probably overshare. So
I mean, in some ways, we can actually take our mistakes of the past and throw it on our chest as a badge, going that I did this, I messed up, I atoned to it. Now I am here to help you get over that, right? It's a badge. It's a badge of
Yeah.
honor, not a badge of shame.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jack. I think you wanted to chime in.
Something Ruby had said.
About coming clean, or
Well, your appreciation. You found an appreciation, I think, for those who are with you. And that's something I've learned to do, but yet the people who I really want are not there, right?
your family?
And
Or do
so
you
what
mean-
I figured, yeah, my family. So what I figured though is this is God's plan for us. For you said it earlier too, Ruby. You went through what you went through, and the result is a closer relationship with God, and there's nothing better than that, right?
amen. No,
So
truly.
it's the outcome that matters of the journey. Is that what you're saying? Like, do you think it's a good idea, Jack and Ruby, that's to both of you, to come clean publicly on the internet, or would you advise against that or for that?
Depends.
Everyone is on their own path. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some people don't want to be online. I personally chose a crazy choice, and it comes with many downsides. Because, you know, you saw instantly, if I say fentanyl, like, you know, someone on the panel had a lot of, judgments based on that. Like, oh, she's a prostitute. Oh, she did this. That means she was raped. Like, and all I said was just one,
Oh, that
bit of
Aldi guy.
information.
Yeah.
But, I'm used to that, though, because that's what happens. But once you
It
get
is.
past that, you get someone else who actually really resonated with it. And that means so much more than the person who's, crying and being weird about it.
That was nuts, though. He was out of pocket for saying all
It was
that.
wild.
That was crazy.
I mean, it's truly fun. Like my first streaming experiences have always been in kind of like rough environments. So,
I wasn't simping, but I wanted to smack him for saying that. Like, that was way over the line.
Any respecting a woman, like people will rush to call simping. I mean, depending on what corner of the internet, but it can get to like a ridiculous point. And it's just like, dude, just act normal.
Well, him bringing up rape was just like crossing it. Like, that was stupid. I don't
That
know
was
if it's 'cause
wild.
he's
That
drunk
was
or
wild. That was a
what,
wild
but
thing to say.
that was so weird and random and what the hell?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's everyone's working through their own thing. And I don't know. Like I said, I've been on a positive one. So I'm like embracing any challenge as like another moment to try to demonstrate patience that I struggle with. So it's like an exercise.
Yeah,
is
let's
what-
be positive. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
Well, that's what I've been saying quite often is the greatest lesson I think God has been showing me is patience, right? And it makes sense. Patience, you align with the Holy Spirit, you align with God, you are aligned with eternity, right? And if you're with the eternal nature of everything, what's to rush? There's no urgency. And if you truly humble yourself and you realize how little power you have, truly give everything to God, right? That means all the problems are God's. It doesn't mean they disappear. It just means that you don't have to worry about them, right? You just got to deal with what else there is. Something
What's
about
that saying again? Is it give it all to God or something? I'm trying to think of it. That
And
some
there's like,
people
yeah, there's
Let
Jesus.
go, let God.
Let go,
let
let God.
go,
Yeah.
let go, let God. Yeah.
Patience.
it's the truth.
100%.
Guys, it really is the truth. I mean, because there is this force and power that reveals the results. We're limited in what we can see as far as time goes, forward and backwards, tying us back to the conversation, right? Making peace with the past. Now, does that mean admitting it publicly in front of everybody? No, not necessarily. My own path, well, because of the idea that I thought maybe God was using me, maybe God had, a connection between me, the live without fear, and really the lessons I've learned in my life. I got to share the stories, right? And I learned the stories through my stupidity, through my mistakes. So I guess I got to be honest. Welcome to the club, Ruby. We're in the same space.
Yeah. No, it's a very freeing place. Like I've been so low in life that it's like it's only up from here. So it's like I don't know. I've been in a in a feeling fairly optimistic lately. So
Cool. I would have you on my show to talk. You could speak freely, Ruby. I do a live
I'd love
stream.
to. I'm happy to. I'd love to go on any show. I'm getting my wisdom teeth out next week, so I might have some issues talking for like a week or so. But
Oh, okay.
any other
And I
time.
know Grace as well. I think you know, or not Rose. Sorry, not Grace. Rose.
Okay.
777.
Oh,
I don't know
Rose,
Grace.
yes,
Grace
yes.
doesn't like me. I know Rose 777, but Grace kind of wishes suffering upon me, I think.
Yeah, they have a knack for finding things to not like in people, but they're also very amusing and have their own, everyone's has good and bad stuff.
Yes. I don't know if I should confess this or not, but I almost feel the pressure because people have been talking about their journey and their mistakes. And one time I was on cocaine and I was drunk and I was at a bar and I ended up by accident pissing on a midget.
Oh my
And
God.
I do regret
That's
that. I
horrible.
pissed. Yeah, it's horrible.
How?
It was an accident. Well, standing side by side at urinals, and I'm very tall and he was very
Wow.
short, and I could barely stand. I was almost, drunken to the point where I couldn't walk. So I do regret it.
This sounds like a rough spot. I'm glad you pulled through though. Hopefully the guy
Well,
was
I've
okay.
done things like that. I'm not proud of. Is my point. I
Yeah.
don't like some of the things I did. I punched holes in walls, and
I hope that little
The
person is
idea-
okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
What was that, OTW?
I said, I hope that little person is okay.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I
and
think
I
he
laughed.
survived,
I put a fist up, laughing, not because I actually think that's funny, but yes, that like we've all done stupid things.
It's
You
not that
love
funny.
that.
I know
Things,
it's
and it's great to
horrible.
actually admit it and say it. Now, as you said to Jack, like, do we have to admit it on YouTube? Do we have to admit it?
It was an accident.
I
It
think you have
wasn't
to admit
intentional.
Somebody,
I wasn't
Right.
that mean, but
Right. He's
Go ahead.
making a different point, Steven.
okay. I'm sorry.
but no, I applaud you. Like, I mean, even I'll admit to all of my mistakes in the past. You're admitting to mistakes in your past. You're admitting to the shame that you feel now today. Jack does it. I do it. Ruby's doing it. Right. This is actually all brings us together as humans. Of going, yeah, we're fallible and we fucked up. But don't hide that shit. Admit it. Talk about it.
That's why I'm admitting it.
Yeah, no,
It's healthy.
It takes the
It's
power
scary,
away
but-
from the shame, and you you already know that God loves you. You already know that, light wins in the end. So there's fundamentally not, that's can be a very consoling fact.
This
You
was
know,
in my
it-
20s, by the way. It wasn't recently. It was a long time ago.
Are you starting to regret
Wait,
sharing that?
I can tell the
Like,
story
that
about
was your
Well,
when I
people are going to mock in the chat. They're getting on my back, and
dude. Yeah,
I
it
was a
takes just
different
one wrong
person.
comment and it'll be haunting you for years,
these
man.
all could be steps actually made by God. Like when I was in jail, I was there. I think I did 60 days, and I was there with so many different people that were like, "I'm here because I didn't pay my child support. I'm going to be a better man." Like I thought everybody in jail was horrible people, and of course, obviously I was not in the murderer cell, but there were. I learned so much, and also every day I was there, I was charged for being there. So when I left, I had a bill, like I was staying at a hotel, and at the time I was 19. I didn't have money to freaking pay that back, and I
Oh my
realized
gosh.
how bad jail is. And I almost feel like
Mhm.
God put me in jail to understand the plight when I say, yeah, criminals are criminals. They're freaking idiots. They don't know what to do. When they
But
leave
we're,
jail, they have a
there's human
bill
rights.
for being there,
Yeah.
right?
And it's a lot of, it's all the mentally ill people. They shut down institutions for, some valid reasons, but now everyone's in the jails. It's all like a lot of mentally ill people or kids who are sucked into gangs. And it's like,
but
there needs to be, you need to separate people from society who are harmful to society repeatedly, but it's
there are criminals, but
so
our
bad.
criminal system, what I learned from being in it, is actually not as justified as I thought it was when I wasn't in it, right? So
Yeah, once you go through it, you're like, oh, it's fucked. Oh,
you're
okay.
like, wow,
It's
this
like,
is a little bit different than what I thought. No, nobody was trying to murder me, right? I mean, there were some conversations about stabbings, but nothing really bad happened. But I did learn that the economics and the people there really, actually, a lot of them didn't make major crimes, and they were mostly like behind, like, and when they left, they wanted to better themselves. But then when I left, I had a bill that I had to pay, and I wasn't working while I was there. And all of a sudden now I'm put down even harder, which means like if I had kids at the time, which I didn't, I'd have to steal to get diapers for my kids.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
It's a self-creating system, and I would have never seen that unless I had went through that. So I don't mind admitting it, but at the same time, I kind of feel like God put me there just to have that empathy for the people that are going through that. And granted, some are horrible, but others are not.
Yep.
Don't you think we should do something to change it?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's what
100%.
that's what the reason I hit go live so often is I'm not trying to start a cult. I mean, there was that discussion earlier about me. I'm literally hoping to be a part of, create some sort of movement, because we've got everything we need except the willingness, I guess, to change the world, because we don't have to fight with each other. But I got several folks here who show up regularly and they can't seem to find a way to get along. Right?
Yeah.
So I really do think that God is using us, right? We're all here to find our way to a better world. And what everything I've seen, everything in my life has shown me, life is easier and better when we work together.
Yeah, and it's just factually true. Like everything brilliant that humanity has built is like a collective effort. All these like huge cities and everything, pro-social societies do better than like like anti-social. It's beneficial for everyone, but it's like there's always going to be a percentage of psychopaths, I think. But a lot of people are, it's like crimes of poverty or just not having opportunities. I've been very fortunate, as an addict to have the opportunity to go to like a decent rehab like at a certain point and like have a family that still accepted me after. And I don't see that path for the other like junkies and crackheads on the street. They're going to jail, or if they do go to rehab, they're put back on the street. It's impossible. It's just, it's a tough situation.
We've got a society with broken systems. The only way it continues is it continues to break people. The entire structures of authority and wealth, they work they profit from trauma and exploitation. It's the devilish in design. I mean, if people were truly following the way of Jesus, we wouldn't be paying our neighbors' children to go to war or to murder other people's children.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. And what's happening right now, guys, The way I see it is God reveals it. God reveals it, sustains it, offers it, all of life. Anything we discover, it's available, right? But what are we going to do with what we've discovered? Guys, what's going on in the news today? This is our lifetime. Vibe, you're an example. You are an example of a wonderful man. To me, you truly shine and embody the principles and the compassion of a man who does follow Christ, faith in God, right? I know that's the path I'm working on. All of us who are working on ourselves, guess what we're working towards? We're working towards perfection, right? The image and likeness of Jesus, the image and likeness of God. It's here for us all.
Yeah.
So guys, if we can find a way, despite the odds, if we can find a way to create peace on earth in this lifetime, wouldn't that be an amazing accomplishment? Dream?
Yeah, I feel like the kingdom of heaven is already arriving in some ways, you know, that could be already in the mix. People can find it in themselves. And it's hard online because everyone's so cynical and like needs to be hidden behind 20 cloaks of irony and detachment. And like, I don't know, it can be definitely tough to get people positive, but I think there is important work to be done online, you know, using a skill like you with your, you know, patience or positive attitude or all these things people can bring, you know, and leave an impact, even if people are kicking and screaming, you know, it's still something. So I appreciate that.
We are what God is doing, right? In this time of history. We are the children sent here into the darkness to bring forth the light, to unite together with the light, with the truth, right? To me, we've got this God, this infinite God, that's the giver of all things good and important. Truly, the most important is wisdom. God is the giver of truth. So we've got a world where we've been promoting liars. It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a mess, but you know, just living and trying to embody like Christ's values is, you know, it's that's all you can do as an individual at the end of the day. So
To start, yeah. Hey, Landry, welcome to you. How are you today?
Good, man. You seem like you're feeling better, which is good. Last time I was here, it was a little bit rough, but you seem like you're doing better, so it's good to see. Yeah, I like good energy. I like, you know, it's you can fake it until you feel good. I think it's a real thing, not just a cliche. You know?
There kind of is that fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
and like retraining your brain patterns, and it's like a physical neural pathways change in your mind depending on how you're perceiving things, which is somewhat under your influence, you know, not entirely, but decent amount.
That's what I learned, Ruby, was that I had far more room in my mind to change the way I saw things, right? And then I started learning about neuroplasticity and these different ideas of mind and energy and stuff. And the reality is my what I was practicing, what I identified it as, experiential alchemy. I've talked about that before, but basically take the experience you've got, the view of the experience you've got, and if it's dark and dingy, refine it, right?
Yeah.
Turn around see what you're missing so that you can see the good and extract the best out of it.
Absolutely. I know Carl Jung was like super fascinated with like alchemy, and I've been reading more into like kind of like the Eastern ideas of like spiritual alchemy and alchemizing, and it's really fascinating stuff, you know. It's especially someone who was very dismissive of anything spiritual. Like when I was in rehab, I debated the concept of spirituality. I was that atheistic. I was very like I rejected it as a concept. I was like, how is this different than just an emotion you feel? And I didn't
Imagine.
understand it until it was explicitly like, I feel emotionally terrible, I feel physically terrible, but I feel spiritually amazing, and something is weird going on.
Mm.
Yeah.
You saw it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think too. We can debate intellectually, we can argue emotionally, but truly, when it comes to love or God, it's an experience.
Yeah.
Because once you find it, there's you can't, no denying. No.
Yeah, I tried to. I play around
Well,
with language. I was like, I think I'm like an agnostic Christian, or like I really danced around the issue for a long time, because it's not, my social group tends to be more like godless liberals, and like it's not like, a lot of them are explicitly anti-Christian. So I was
Yeah, well,
very,
this
resistant.
is the
But
first time I've ever heard agnostic Christian before. But
I mean,
at the
yeah,
same time, I understand where it makes sense. You're like, I like the words of Christ. I think he was a good guy, but I don't follow all the doctrine. I am going on my own journey, but still like what Christ represented. Would that be
Well,
correct?
yeah, it was very, very much.
if I
It's like,
may,
yeah.
I'd like to chime in and say there's a difference between following the Christed consciousness, the Christed one, and following the character Jesus Christ. I think there's two different personalities, two different entities that should be separated because of certain things that have been propagated to the masses to have them believe in things that aren't actually real, instead of focusing more on themselves, where the truth actually lies. Right? It's inwards. It's not in a book. It is in a book, but
inwards.
it's not. How can I explain this without? I don't want to demean the book, because the book is actually very fucking. It's a beautiful thing. Sorry for swearing. It's magnificent, but it's, from my perspective, is not exactly. It's telling two different stories, right? It's telling one story, which would be, I guess, a literal interpretation, and then there's the, I believe, underlining story. Like, if you're reading between the lines, there's something else there that's actually telling you, overall, to go inwards, right? It's like an inward journey. It's the hero's journey. It's
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's more of a story of how God loves man and the salvation of man from beginning to end. It's not a story about dinosaurs. It's not a story about history. It's not a story about any of these other things. It is literally a story about how he wants us to be close to him. There is no other story there, right? When people are like, why are dinosaurs in the Bible? Well, because the Bible's not about dinosaurs, right?
I actually agree with you, but I think that in the book, it also gives you the whole process to be able to achieve that.
Yeah, absolutely. That is.
Yeah.
I agree with you too. So I'll concede there. Absolutely.
Yeah, like, I think there's a very valid way you can look at the creation story that's scientifically sound, because people are like, oh, it was literally in 24 hours you made this and that, and it's like, well, they said 1,000 years is a day to God, and a day is 1,000 years, and it's like there's just so many different ways, and there's debate at just every level of it, because I've been trying to just kind of walk more into which
this is where it gets really hard, right? And I mean, I've been a Christian my whole life, but when late in my life, I actually started really digging in. I'm like, I'm going to read the Bible and I'm going to understand every freaking word in there. And the first thing I did was, okay, does it have any legitimacy? The second thing is this divine word of God? The third thing was, is the text that I'm reading in English accurate, right? And we have different interpretations of the Bible. I personally found that the NASB is the most literal, direct translation, but I actually do Hebrew and to English translations where words are missing or misinterpreted. When I read the NASB, and by the way, just to give you guys a quick background, I'm very scientifical. Went to college. I'm an engineer. I like science, right? As a Christian. When I read the NASB version, I was like, oh my God, this makes much more sense. This sounds a lot more scientific than some of these translations I've been reading that are all just like God, God, God. I started reading, I'm like, this actually kind of lines up with the cosmic, like everything that we say. This makes a lot more sense than just trying to put fruit on the words.
Yeah, so much gets mixed up in translation. People don't realize, and it's a tough task to translate anything perfectly because each language has its own like emotional field to it, and like so many characteristics you can never perfectly translate. But there's some things specifically that definitely confuse people. And yeah, I was recently learning about like the Hebrew and like Aramaic translations, and why there were at one point it said there was like multiple devils, but then devil meant like adversary in Aramaic, and then these things change. I don't know. I've been learning because I'm like also want to be able to justify my beliefs, but I find that it seems correct.
There's maybe it's just I don't know, overly cautious, but with what you were saying, OTW, I'd encourage. There's a lot of people today I see going within, right? There's a lot of people that loosely identified spiritual narcissism, right? People find an aspect of their consciousness, they find an aspect of their spirituality, and then they think they know it all. I mean, there's been several examples. I won't bother naming names, but I've had several examples coming through this live stream. I mean, not today, but through past guests who've been through this idea that it's all me. No, there's outside too. It's all we, I think.
Yeah, 100%. And that's go ahead.
I really like what you said, Ruby, about like learning about the word Satan, which is adversary, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can see in the back chat. I wish people wouldn't actually trash me in back chat. I wish they would do
Oh my
God! In the back chat, right? We got
back here?
And we've got other people saying things like, like I don't believe in Jesus, things like that, or I'm misinterpreting the word. But this is the word of Satan. Satan in the Bible, right? If we look at the literal translation, is the adversary, right? The adversary could be the worldview. So the worldview is saying you're supposed to do these things, you're supposed to do these things. That can be Satan without it actually being the actual person of Satan. It is the adversary, the people that are going against your good wills. And I think it's a really good point based on what I'm seeing in the back chat and what you just said. And I so love that you're learning these words, right? Because we can look at other words, hell, slavery. There's so many different translations where when we use slave, it actually means two different things in the Bible, depending on, like, there's two different words, but we always translate it to slave.
Yeah, it's like these are important things.
And really important.
Yeah, but it's super interesting to learn about, 100%.
Yeah.
The original definition of slave is to do the will of another.
No, so in the Bible, when the English version of slave.
I wanted to check in.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just real quick, if I may. OTW.
Yes.
I know you were scheduled. I've got us scheduled to go visit you. Are you still doing something tonight?
Yeah. I just pushed it back so I could stick around a little longer. Yeah. I pushed it to 6:30.
All right. Blessings. Thank you.
No problem.
Appreciate that. Sorry. Please go ahead. You were saying something, Vibe.
Yeah, about slaves, right? So if there are two different words for slave from the non-English version, and one version of that slave is I am indentured to you because you own me. Like I'm basically an employee. I am working for you. There's another word, that totally different word for slave in the non-English version, which is I am indentured to you because you saved my life. I owe you my life because you saved my life. Two different slaves, but in the English version, they're both translated to slave. Now, we have a bad connotation in the English language in the United States of slaves because we have our Black history. So then people are like, when you read that translation, you don't understand the difference between when he's saying, I'm a slave to you, or they had slaves, right? There are two different words for that in the old context. These are really important things to understand when like really reading the Bible.
Yeah, 100%. Especially because people will use verses to, intentionally and willfully like misuse them to do their own agenda or to use as like a bludgeon of hate or, things that are very antithetical to the overall message. But
That's why we have to study and know it so that I can battle people like Jack who would do those things.
Yeah, the thing is you're trying to fit me into a book or fit the world into the book, but
yeah, that's word of God,
I
and
know.
I don't want to look like a vibe.
I don't want to argue, Tom.
Not
You
argue.
just you go around like you're a Bible expert. And,
No, I don't. We've covered that. You're looping.
okay.
But this is why when you brought me up and tried to get all, hey, I just wanted to check up.
Why are you here? Let's get that straight. Why are you here? I don't like your tone. I don't appreciate the energy. So why are you here, Tom?
I had an obligation to, and I want to talk about things.
To whom?
What do you mean to whom? It's a panel.
Well, right, but the panel is my purpose here, not yours. Okay, so
But you need panel visitors, right?
Not like you. I really don't.
What's wrong with me?
Oh,
Everything.
well, Tom, I don't want to talk about what's wrong with you. I'd rather deal with what we could do, but the attitude is what my issue is. Welcome, Mod God of all media. Paul, how you doing?
Greetings, gentlemen and other creatures.
hello.
Hey, and Paul, since you're here, just want to let you know,
Peace and
I
blessings.
buried the hatchet
Paul.
with you already. We're good.
You had a hatchet?
You're saying between you and I?
Yeah, I came out a little bit controversial about you on a few panels. I just wanted to say I've been watching you. I actually like you. I have no hard feelings. Maybe I mean I'm a small guy, by the way. You probably don't even remember it. That's fine. That's cool.
Yeah, you're guilty about it.
I'm just saying. I have no. I like you. But
all right, you may have to go to confession with Pastor Tom though, and sit in the box with him alone. And it gets kind of creepy, but it's for God and
that's why it was called.
Yeah, if I could just.
I'm not a pastor.
This is why you need to be mod godded, because you can't govern yourself. It's a common theme in society and culture, right? It's literally the only theme playing out over and over again. Governance externally versus self-governance.
I just don't appreciate you and your girl calling me Pastor Tom.
Kind of like you in your life. It was a joke, right?
Yeah. Get upset a lot.
But yeah, I don't have an issue with your vibe. I didn't hear it. I didn't see it. You seem kind of guilty about it. I'm going to absolve you of your guilt and shame right now, out of love, without fear and love.
He'll accuse you of nearly killing him, and he might try and weaponize his audience to weaponize the state against you.
Mitchell, we're not going to cycle and spin with you. I'm not going to, and I don't think Jack's really interested in it, especially when there's been conversations going on this whole time about kind of like addiction in life and other stuff. And we can all be part of that because we got like experience with that, oddly enough. Or we could just do this again today, right? So I'm not going to encourage it. I'm actually going to have you removed like I did in the chat.
So what did I say in the chat to be removed from the chat, sir?
What did you say in the chat? Well, you started off just like you always do, just moment one, casting aspersions onto people and just being an overall dick, right?
So the private request a specific example of the explosions, sir.
Again, just overly exposed. You're here constantly. It's the same old fucking nonsense and script. It's old, it's boring, and I get tired of you, quite frankly. After like 5, 6, 7 days out of the week, now that I've been here regularly, right?
Oh, so you're here every day.
Now that, now that Jack's told me to come co-host, right? And I got to like deal with you 6 or fucking 7 days a week, God help us. I'm just kind of tired of it. same garbage every day, same attacks, the same nonsense, the same unwillingness to co-create something.
And someone's got to change. If he's going to keep showing up, we'll either get him to change or he's not going to show up.
I was just pointing out one of my favorite things about the Bible, that the only part of it that God himself wrote was those stone tablets.
Okay, you have that belief that God wrote a book. For the rest of the world that doesn't, I'm trying to explain to him how life works, Jack. I know I'm the biggest fool here by doing that. So you insult everyone else, whether you know it or not, because most of the time you don't, you're not aware of it. You insult everyone else who doesn't believe what you believe, who has their own religious beliefs, okay? Imagine that idea, where your religious beliefs aren't the only ones in creation.
So I'm a Wiccan.
No, I don't want him here, Paul. That's what
I couldn't tell. That's the thing. I got confused. I couldn't tell at all.
I got it. Tom, you're done today. Okay? The attitude, the nonsense, it's up to you to change. You're not willing to change. When you're ready to change, friendship and other conversations are available. I'm done with this. It's Paul, like you said, right? You don't have to see this every day, and we don't have to deal with this shit every day.
It's one thing if you got a slow news day, as they say, in the business, non-business, and I'm kind of being ironic as Tom leaves and comes back now. It's another thing when you have actual people here who are willing to be open and real and talk about their experiences and potentially be part of a fellowship or life coaching endeavor. We got to learn when to shift gears and entertain the zoo, the circus, the nonsense, and even be part of it versus actually do some fucking work and move into that energy. And we have people who come here who are not capable, it seems, or willing to shift those gears, right? That's a problem for them.
They could be, but we've enabled the nonsense for so long. And at some point, it's got to change. So Tom has been banned from the StreamYard here. He's done that to me, so I don't have any guilt in doing that. So, and I mean, the reality is a lot of people are treating me like kind of a fascination, I guess, or some sort of oddity. Maybe I am.
I like that.
Yeah, well, I've said that for the longest time. You're now getting the full broadcaster experience, Jack. You wonder why I'm now broadcasting once every 2 weeks, because a lot of stuff comes up, right?
It'll eat you alive.
I've even taken the same direction.
I had to take a mental health break too.
Tell me about it.
The thing is, guys, I don't think I'm crazy. I've got these ideas in my head and this feeling in my heart. I've tried walking away from these ideas, and I can't find any other thing that makes any sense for me to do. Trying to find a way to get our damn government under control. Let's work together on that, because when I get a step where, if it's a step of direction from this, you won't have to deal with me anymore, right?
That's the point you've now come to with the audience, where we've gone from inspiring speech to listen, I'll make you a deal. You just get us where we need to go here. You won't have to deal with me any longer. I don't think that's the best approach, Jack. I think that's you demeaning and devaluing yourself, right? Maybe we go the other way with this, where we just go, okay, we're not going to save the world from itself, just like we're not going to save the tards from their retardation. Let's start focusing on what's maybe more achievable and attainable and being thankful and grateful for what we're provided, right? Like, we can do life coaching here. We can do addiction sort of therapy, non-therapy here without a license and the liabilities and all the rest of it. There's a bunch of stuff we can do here and be a part of that actually makes the world a better place and has meaning. We can do legal, lawful, right? We can do all that. This again, and forgive me if I'm out of school here, right, or off the mark, but the whole get us in front of Congress and to Donald Trump to change the world today or tomorrow. Don't know if it's going to happen, right? Whatever, if it happens, it happens. From now till then, if we're not going to actively do that, because that's like there's steps to everything, and I'm not seeing that. Then use what you got, right? And I think that I could be a sort of an addition to that at times, right? as I've expressed to you, I don't want to be necessarily counted on at this point. I'm kind of going through a certain rediscovery phase, I guess you could say. And again, that's kind of a cycle in life, it seems. So
my thing with that, I feel like Jack gets a lot of shit for the like wanting to meet, you know, the people who are in power, but it's like sometimes I feel like you can have kind of like a meta goal that's like your ultimate, and then other things around, and it doesn't mean that you're not prudent. Because I see people talk to Jack like he's never thought about that. I just feel like I've witnessed that where they literally say it's his first day on planet reality, and he like this whole thing about you going with Lolcow Lalo and to meet the president, like, and that was going to be a real thing is hilarious. I'm sorry, but like that was only like a, you know, that would be an adventure, but 0% chance of probably anything productive happening. But also you never know. But it's at the same time, it's not. I thought the reaction to that was bizarre at points, in my opinion. But anyway,
Fair. I mean, there is that perspective. And for those who don't know, there was a recent discussion of me going to the CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Committee, I guess is what it stands for all these conservative speakers. The reality is, during that exchange, though, during the discussions and considering trying to figure the logistics and that event, it got my mind going in a lot of directions, and some self-evaluation. I've got a lot of critics. Well,
I think you really need to sit with something, and I'm not saying I'm not as well, because I am, and that's why I'm bringing it up in a way. I think you really need to sit with what is at the core of this, right? Like is this a I want fame thing? I want notoriety? Is this a I want to be part of? And again, I don't think you should answer it here or immediately, because it puts you on the spot, right? It kind of pressurizes you to have to be one thing or another. I'm saying just sit with it privately and really look at what you actually want to achieve while you're here on this planet, and what kind of God has presented you with. And I think then take that road. And I think that what I spoke is pretty much what's been shown, right?
Yeah,
and I think
Jack,
that's similar for both of us.
If you don't mind for me to add on to this, because I actually did jump on this panel to address that, because I was on the panel when the Thorpes came on trying to pressure you to go to that, right? And I started thinking about it after that panel. I jumped off the panel because they just were pressuring you to do that, right? And in my mind, this is how my thought process worked. If you go there and succeed, they win. If you go there and fail, they make you look like a buffoon, and they still win. But for you, if you're ready for that, I mean, you can win. I'm not saying you can't win. I'm just saying if you're not ready for it on that, they're not banking on that. The only thing the Thorpes are banking on is that they're going to make a show out of you succeeding or failing, and they'll succeed in both ways. Therefore, you do it when you're ready, not when they want you to be ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Lolo doesn't have. I mean, I guess he knows some people, but he's not. He's a confusing person, so I don't even need to say anything. So I don't know what to say. Obviously, I've had incident and he has his fine moments too. And I'm trying to really challenge myself to love the people who I've had the most issues with. And that's been a turning point for me personally, because it's hard to get to that point, but I feel like I've made some progress, and that's something that makes sense to me.
Good for you, Ruby, because I've seen you have been tested. And this online experience, I got tested too, but this is probably the easiest way I could have ever been tested, right? God has been so good to me. That's what I realized.
Mm-hmm.
My experience online, interacting with so many different people, particularly with the crazy things that I say, a lot of challenges, right? Iron sharpens iron. Well, I've been whittled down, smoothed out, and sharpened up a little bit. I believe this has all been preparation. And guys, God is using us. We are the success stories. We already are, right? There's a lot of people that haven't made it through the path of addiction, not like us. a lot of people who found darkness even worse, right? So we are the success stories. We've been given a testimony, and I trust it's to help others. The points you brought up, for me, I've seriously looked at me. Do I want to be famous? No, not really. Am I willing to be famous? Yeah. If the result of being known is by doing good, yeah, you bet. Put me in, coach. I want to see what good I can accomplish. And that's just, this is what I've been learning. This is why we're here. The key to finding inner peace and joy in our lives, it's really, the battle is in the mind. But the solution is simple. Have faith in God. Give your mind the rulership of your mind, the ownership of your mind. Give it to the purity of Christ so that it's there, right? The purity is with you.
What do you consider a successful broadcast?
I'll know it when I find one.
Yeah, like, I'll keep an eye out.
That was a good one, Jack.
Projection is once again winter 2029. We're going to have the experience of a successful broadcast. No, but seriously, Jack, at the risk of a life coach having to sometimes become the student again, right? Like the teacher has to become the student again. And I think it gives us a different perspective on you if you can be honest with yourself and others and vulnerable, right? And I think we may uncover something here. I think it's a good question. So honestly, when you leave here, if you had to look back and reflect, what are the days where you say, hey, that not only was passable, but that was great. I could do that every day if I had to, right? Or I get to, as you like to say.
It's been bits and pieces. Admittedly, when you first asked the question, how do I know if I've had a good stream? My standards are so low that my first response was, I don't feel guilty.
Oh my God.
If I don't feel guilty about snapping at someone or saying something rude and nasty, then if I don't feel guilty, then damn it, that was a success. I done good.
Wow, Jack, you know, I was going to answer more or less like, well, if there was information shared, and if there was, you know, like kind of like an emotional roller coaster ride, you go through kind of like all of the emotions during the show, whether you laugh, cry, you know, get angry or whatever it is. I think that's like ingredients to a good broadcast, in my opinion.
Agree. Those are great ingredients. Honestly, though, when you were further developing it, you know, what comes to mind, I got to admit, Paul, it's some of the times with you. Fucking belly hurting from laughing so much. And I know we're not just talking nonsense all the time. We talk a lot of good stuff too. So I think between what OTW said and that idea, you know, the times of laughter and getting the value out, I do think that's a success.
But there is part of you, I think a common theme why folks come here, whether they're willing to admit it or not, is you do like to perform. You are a performative person by nature in a way, whether it's like, I'm not saying, yeah, I mean,
I don't.
We're all
just look at Jack's expressions. He could be sitting there doing nothing, and he's in a way, you know, he's performative. I mean, he doesn't exactly have a poker face, right?
Yeah, exactly. His face is worth 1,000 words. It's just crazy.
I don't necessarily mean contrived, right? I'm just saying, I'm saying sort of hyper expressive in a way.
Oh, okay. Usually when someone says performative, there's an inclination of like suggesting that it's insincere or there's some
no.
But I'm also performative.
You get value for whatever reason out of being seen and being heard, giving your opinion and perspective.
Thank you. And actually, I shook my head because no, I don't want to be that, but you're absolutely right. And that's part of what this online experience has helped me to see. There is part of me that's perfectly willing, perfectly ready to get out there and, be a dancing monkey, have some fun. I'll be in the spotlight.
I mean, would you guys not see that? I mean, this is what I personally think of Jack. I think Jack's heart is there. I think he's sincere. When he's actually talking to us, I think he's sincere. Now, do we all agree with his sincerity? Do we think his sincerity is lined up? Maybe not. But we don't have to come on here and trash Jack if he's actually true. Like, love is not a bad sincerity. It's not a bad sincerity to be like coming up here and going, you know what? I love all you guys. I'm going to bring you guys all up. I'm going to talk to all you guys. I don't think that. Yes, we can judge the background of that, but I don't think his sincerity is unjust at all. I think it's very just.
But once you get to know Jack, it's like over time, all of those things seem to fade away, and it's not really complicated to understand where the man is coming from, right? Like the dream, it's like you see he's on the hero's journey. This is pretty much what it's all about, and I believe this is one of the things that attracts me the most, right? Because I see what's actually happening. Because I believe that I might be on the same path, so I resonate with the man, And I mean, I went like I was making fun of this man for like 2 years in a row, and starting off the year 2025, I said, hey, how about I just lay off a bit, and I because I was making fun of him, but I was also making fun of myself because there was so many things that he said that resonated with what I know. That I was literally contradicting my own worldview, right? By making fun of the man. So,
yeah, that's an important realization to come to.
Right. So when I was saying perform it again, we got into this whole defensive sort of thing. I'm seeing sort of aspects that are similar with me, with you, right? So. Yeah, I was just kind of saying that to say I think that it just comes down to a format thing, right? And again, I found something similar with myself, that not only creating a format is the challenge, but then sticking to it, because you're compelled to be drawn into this sort of impulsive twist with the folks who show up here regularly, right? And it just kind of regularly just goes out to sea, right? It just kind of drifts out to sea with the drifters and the wanderers, and I think there's a time and place for that, but I think if you kind of keep a format, it gives you something to come back to at any time, right? And don't feel like you're kind of left out to sea with no way back to shore, so to speak, is what it starts to feel like. Yeah, I think the Donald Trump thing, right? I think there's like, you got another 3.5 years of this moron, the moron of the day, right? Till they get their next moron. So it's like every day you could do 5 or 10 minutes with him and his latest speech and what's going on with the war. And, yeah, I'm just telling you the same thing that I started to do with me, for me, as me, Jack, because you like that triplicate. And for the people as well, right? Because it's like after a certain point, it does become just wearing and maddening, the same garbage every day. And if you're going to do that, if we're going to loop, let's loop with what we got going on in the world and then bring it back to how we could be a part of making a change, right? As individuals or collectively, rather than focusing on offense and defense with Tommy and Mitchell and Snafu and all these characters every day. It's just,
right.
That's what they want it to be.
Right.
Their show every day for 2 or 3 hours.
And that's what I've been trying to figure out. But the reality is, the way I see it is, if I can, the people, the names, the characters, they're generic, right? I mean, I love you guys, but it's replaceable. One person is another person. It's the same thing. If I can figure out how to connect with the variety of different people, well, that makes me stronger in the future. My path, who I am dedicated to, whatever way it comes out. I mean, I am here to help others in their own path of self-development, right? whether it's a life coach or whatever the title is. I know I can help people, and it makes sense from a spiritual path. I mean, I'm watching myself get tested. Exactly what I need to learn. It's right in front of me saying, Jack, solve this problem and you move forward.
You know, it's amazing because like we had LD on the panel earlier, right? And because he was on the panel, all of us are like, we want to save Aldi. Now maybe we will, maybe we won't. I don't know. But maybe somebody was watching in chat that is going through the same thing, and we will never know that because of that conversation that changed their lives, right? So just because we didn't change somebody on the panel doesn't mean that there isn't some sort of influence happening in the background. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
True. I get messages from people.
Worth the conversation.
I don't deny that, but there's a fine line between you influencing a bunch of folks who have the same archetypal characteristics versus them influencing you, right? It's like at a certain point, the whole broadcast becomes about them and their dysfunction rather than some supposed teaching, practice, or revelation.
I mean, yeah, okay. I can agree with that, and that's kind of like the subtext of Jack's channel. Sorry, Jack. Like Jack, as I said, I think he's genuine. But everybody comes up and attacks, right? And it kind of gets it distorts the message of just saying, "Hey, can we live without fear? Can we just love each other? Let's start looking at Jesus?" Whether you 100% agree or don't, 50% agree with Jack, he's still posing a positive message. And here we are on this panel now. Like, well, right now this panel is actually pretty good. We're actually doing some good promotion with Aldi. We were having some good conversations. These are positive, moving things. But if it goes negative, then yes, then the panel becomes worthless.
Yeah, it can be, because it's like I've hosted a lot of crazy panels and there's this entertainment aspect, but then you can accidentally alienate the people who want the more deep conversations. And then
that's the point
there
too.
could be a mix, but it's that is that tough line, you know. But
you start to
I
then
think there's a good balance.
And by the way, I love the crazy panels and the nonsense panels. So I do get off on that as well. Like, it's kind of fun. I love talking to flat earthers and things like that. Like, sometimes it's just fun and like going that far, and it is entertaining. So I get that. But at the same time, we do sometimes on these panels actually talk to real people that really are dealing with things. And sometimes we just brush it off like, oh yeah, this is just panel. This is just fun. And we're going to like berate this person. But we do have the capability of making changes in people's lives, and we have the capability of having fun sometimes on these panels as well.
Right.
Absolutely.
Hey, I want to welcome Lindsay. How are you, my friend?
Hi, I'm good. This person on backstage, who is that?
I think that's Duck, but I'm not entirely sure.
I like Duck, so if Duck's there, I'd love him to come up here too.
But I'm not.
This is the craziest back chat I've ever seen.
I'm trying to figure out what he's saying. Linzola, you're not first in line.
That back there is what we call in the business segregation unit.
Yeah,
but Duck's not black, so I don't know if that's Duck or not.
I don't know. You're on the panel, Black Fresh Cut.
Yeah, I thought this was a safe space for cosmopolitanism. It's Saturday, guys. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys all had a good week. I hope you're enjoying the weekend, being productive, starting it out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a question.
What up, Mel?
That was relevant. Well, Paul suggested that we try to make it more productive than just downgrading each other, which is all fun and it is funny and stuff, but I like to try to get something out of it too. And I'd like to ask this question in light of something that Paul said, but anyone can answer really. And it was, he asked, why do you like to speak and be heard on here? And he said, because it provides some sort of value. Now, because I'm assuming that's because everybody has something to say or something important. So I would take it from there. Which one is true? everybody is actually a special snowflake? I'm serious about this, and has something of value to give, and people do care, and your voice does matter? Or is the opposite true? Well, you're not a special snowflake. You're another grain of sand. You're having delusions of grandeur if you think you're anything special or anybody's listening or anybody cares. Where's the truth?
Can it be both?
That's kind of the paradox of life is, we're both like a droplet in the sea, but then also the most, profound love of the creator of the universe, in my opinion. So there's this, and it's hard to wrap, your head around. And I know for me, I like to be seen and heard online because I've felt disconnected at points, and the internet, was a way for me to connect on things that I didn't know how to connect with, like in real person. So I found that online, and I've just always enjoyed that aspect. And I enjoy attention, and I even get money from it now. So it's not all like I'm a perfect angel, but I
Yes,
do
you
like
are.
the connection.
You're one of the only people who admits liking attention. There's maybe been like 5, and anybody who wants to be heard, I would argue, likes attention.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, people are squeamish about admitting it, but it's like
Yeah.
everyone wants human attention to some level, but it's some more than others. I know I've learned that about myself. That's potentially more than others, but
I like being recognized as being handsome. It's less about attention, whatever. But like I like being told that I'm special, and and that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna shut up there.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
feeling validated and compliments. I enjoy those as well.
I can't hate that.
I'm here
No way.
because I think that I have a something to say that is of value, but I'm shutting up because she actually asked the question to Paul, and he's the only one that didn't answer.
I said
So
anyone.
I am shutting up and letting Paul answer.
I said anyone.
Oh, I thought you were just said you were addressing Paul's statement.
You
So
already said that.
I
figured
was
that was
addressing
for Paul.
his statement, but I was also asking everyone.
Yeah, I mean, everybody here, and shoot, I forgot who it was. I think it was Ruby that actually kind of brought it up. I could be wrong. We all have an opinion, and we all feel like our opinion is important, and we feel like our opinion should be out there. So therefore, somehow we value our opinions higher than other people because we have this need to go out there and tell other people about our opinions. And here we are online. We're all doing it. Everybody on here. Anybody that denies it is a liar, right? You feel like you have an opinion that needs to be stated. The difference between us online and not me, I don't even know if I'm this way or not, is some of us actually have the capability of conceding sometimes. Sometimes some of us submit and go, thank you for this conversation. I'd never looked at it that way. And I think one of the keys that we need to do as online personalities is actually recognize that we don't have to always defend our end when we realize we're wrong just because we want to be right.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Hey, Vod, can you concede that Hey, Vod,
I'll
can you
concede right
concede
now.
that I've
Just
seen
as an
you
example.
talk? Can you concede that you've been talking shit, taking a little picture from the chat like 3 times, but
Your audio
with
sucks,
me
man.
conversation?
Personality's not so great either.
Right. You're
Yeah,
robotic.
sorry, Mitch. I'd love to answer, but yeah, I'm having a hard,
All
hard
he
time with
heard
the audio.
after an hour of conversation and sitting there quietly was someone's willing to submit, and he figured he would get his jollies off, right?
Good.
Yeah, there's a lot of chat
that's
heroes
the
and panel
Bible.
heroes online.
I don't know how many grown. I don't know how many
It's
grown
how
men.
they feel powerful, right? Just like they have 14 to 30 different accounts in chat that they come in
Right.
on and scroll the chat like insane people and then tell everyone else how insane they are.
Yeah,
I
right.
had no idea adults were like this. That there was adults like this. I had no clue.
It's wild.
Brain and heart damage is available, Jack. I just want you to know that. Okay.
What do you mean
Being
adults
shared
like this?
openly.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Brain damage. Like
You mean your chat?
adult, Well, what Paul was talking about, an adult who's got 25 different mods, mainly for the purposes of being an instigator and, you know, a vocal nuisance. And
Yeah, you know them by their fruits, right? That pretty much gives away who they are, right? If they need 40 accounts on YouTube so they can be exempt from being removed places, and it tells you what they're used to doing and being, right?
well, it's an interesting life we're living in because this is the society we've got. There's tons of people. They've got all these different identities and they play these games and these roles, and doesn't
They
have to
become
be that.
obsessed and
How's
hate.
your audio now, Mitch? I
Yeah.
think you dropped out. You're
I don't
back.
know. Is it better?
It does sound better. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just asking Vibe that how come I've looked down like 3 times in the chat and he's been talking shit, but he's never once said anything to me.
Huh.
I guess because he's just like you.
Maybe.
Okay, well, you're online now, so let's talk shit together.
Yeah.
Or we can
That's
just have a
literally
friendly
your move,
conversation.
Mitchell.
Are we warming up into like this one-on-one, you know, pseudo new manosphere type kind of space? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
Are we
you
getting
know, Duck, I
towards-
actually don't think it is. I mean, he's saying,
Yeah.
and by the way, I'm not paying attention to the chat too much. I'm
Yeah.
paying attention more to the people on the panel. So if I
Of course.
missed his comments, I actually apologize for that. But if he does have something, a beef with me, I am willing now that he's online to talk about it and not do a one-on-one beef like macho.
Yeah, that's dishonest. You
I
definitely
actually want to address
intentionally
what he's saying
overlooked
that I
my.
didn't address.
That's
Yeah.
dishonest because you definitely intentionally overlooked my chats. You were talking shit on me, and I instantly responded, and I continued to respond, and you continued to
You're in
ignore
an
the comments.
argument with someone every day of your life here. It can't be everybody but you. It can't be everybody but you.
That's
It's
my
not
bad.
everybody.
If I
Certain people.
because I'm trying to as best I can to do this panel and reply to chats. So I apologize for that. That's my bad. What did I miss, and what was the shit talk that you didn't like?
Oh, you've just been taking little pot shots for like 3 times that I've seen
Okay, no.
you mention.
Right.
We're not talking
Dude,
about
I've seen you mention me like 3 times.
about
But I'm answering your question. So I've seen you mention me like 3 times, and you've never once engaged with me in a conversation. You're just talking about me in the chat, and you don't respond to me when I respond to you.
Mitch, I am talking to you now. I apologize. That's my mistake. That's my bad. I messed
So you're
up.
the one that apparently has a problem. You know, I mean, it's been 3 times now that you've been
Mitch.
talking about me.
Mitch.
Okay, Mitch.
Mitch has brain damage. He's admitted that on his broadcast, and that's what keeps him looping in arguments every day with people and acting like it's everyone but him.
That's an excuse. I don't buy that.
It's an excuse he's going to ride with when push comes to shove, right? He's obviously doing the same thing he does every time he comes here, and he's pretending like it's vibe today.
It's
Yeah,
fascinating.
honestly, I don't remember actually chatting to you, and if I did, and I backstabbed you or I threw arrows at you, and not
You're
remembering
just
it,
taking
I
little
apologize. That's
jabs.
my
I mean,
mistake.
it's
100% my
nothing real.
mistake. I'm
It's
just
nothing real
saying,
serious, so
I'm
we're
willing
not
to
gonna
talk
worry
about it.
about
He's hoping you would be willing to talk about it because the only attention these folks get regularly is negative attention through arguing and fighting. They can't get attention anywhere in life, anywhere else, because they don't have any skills or abilities or understandings or presentments, unfortunately.
No, they do. They do. They're just, the time is being spent not developing those talents.
Same difference. Because
I
at the
know.
end of the day, when they go on their broadcast, nobody shows up and everybody kind of pities them. So,
Well,
I mean, it's the
I'm not
same
worried.
result.
I'm not as worried about that. I'm worried about the piss poor performance when they choose to show up around me. That's the part I'm trying to deal with. Because what Mitch isn't a bad guy, but this pattern of fighting. What are you doing, dude?
And after that, when you're done rolling in the mud with the pig, can you define for me? Because I think this is good content and a good conversation at some point. What makes someone a good or a bad person? Okay, go.
Is that for Mitch?
No, for you, because I think it would just be a good road to go down, right?
good or bad person for me, it starts with honesty. Are you honest or not?
He's regularly dishonest with himself and others, like to the point where he's beyond delusion. So is Tommy and Snafu and many others who come here. That's why I'm confused why you say these are good people. I'm not seeing it.
Okay, fair enough. Good for you. Fair enough.
Do they have a potential to be good? Absolutely. For us Captain Sabahos who do that everywhere in life, yeah, they can waste a lot of our time if we let them. But when we look at who they actually are and how they show up for themselves and others every day, they're not, in fact, good people. Good people do not hang around these people for a reason, because they're not good people. So, I mean, we can't ignore that reality and that track record, right? I mean, I think we would be naive and foolish to do so.
Can I add?
Doesn't
Paul?
mean we're writing them off either,
Paul,
right? We're kind of in the middle there, right?
I want to put something into this because I think that's a really attractive idea. You know, when we put ourselves first and our ego first, and we treat others like they're a tool for the thing that we're going to become, it becomes more and more so, my opinion, that we get behind. One of the reasons we get behind is, you know, we lose sight of who we are because we force others to lose sight of who they themselves are.
I'm not quite sure what that means. This was very simple. Yeah. We don't have to overcomplicate this to be like overly intellectual or spiritual. We're not judging people. We're using discernment based on folks' behavior to draw a conclusion as to what their character entails and what we're going to get out of them in an experience. And if they do the same thing every single day with every single person pretty much they deal with, we have to conclude certain things for the time being. And that's
just
open to change.
Like, if they don't want to follow the rules, like they can be, everyone is good and bad to various degrees at various points in life and there's various potentials. But if someone can't follow a basic guideline, if they're only interruptive and clearly have a negative intent, I think it's fair to be like, you can be here if you follow these rules, and when you don't, you're removed. And you can have another chance, but it's always going to have to, you know, that's at least the idea I try to arrive with that.
I mean, for me, chat is
right,
kind of...
but I disagree a little bit with that because it's good to have challenging ideas. You know, it's good.
This
to have...
is always the code.
We love challenging, but not
Nobody's talking about having an echo chamber. You can bring pushback and challenging ideas without bringing hate and vitriol and attacks and a whole bunch of crap with you that comes from your emotional baggage.
100%. Yeah. Yeah, I love having all, like, my audience from all over the political spectrum and all different ideologies. There's a lot of tension, but then there's a lot of interesting conversation that happens too. But, you know, it's hard to manage the toxicity. And I wouldn't write people off as being bad people. It's more just like they're stuck in something that they're not able to work out right now. And hopefully they can in the future. Doesn't mean Jack has to plot for them, but, you know, that's to his discretion, you know?
If you're finding, Ruby, that people here aren't being respectful or maybe are ruining the panel, it's because not everyone.
Is she cutting out for everybody or just me?
Not everyone ruins their best selves. Yeah, it is a huge problem.
Yeah, it's a mixed bag, but I mean that's how it is online, and there's a lot of positive too. And sometimes you can make progress with people, but some people end up just derailing. And I'm speaking more, that's like my experience, but I've seen like some people on the panel who seem to not want to have a productive conversation with Jack. They just seem a lot of hostility.
Whether it's online or off, though, I'm seeing people, and people are just examples of psychology and physiology, whatever, right? And everyone's different, but it's the same patterns. What we have, it is spiritual as well, and the simplicity that I believe the simplicity is divine. It's really, you walk with the truth or you walk in hell of confusion and deception, right? Mm-hmm. The God of the Father that Jesus was here to glorify and tell us about is the Father of truth. And yeah, there's a Lord of lies. And we live in this funhouse mirror where people are telling stories to each other, and a lot of people don't know what's true and what's a lie.
Yeah.
Hence why opinions are for the ignorant, Jack.
Yeah, I've told people before here, if you're not fucking, you're dying, right?
But that's not accurate either.
Dirk, you can have a beautiful, fulfilling life. There's a lot of happy celibate people. But actually, I'm going to hop off. Thanks for having me on. It's a lovely time. And I'll catch you guys later.
It's so interesting how like Mitch got mad at me for not addressing his chats. But when I said, let's talk about your chats online, he doesn't address them right now.
Because he doesn't actually want to have a conversation.
Yeah, but well, Black Fleshcott here is online with me right now, throwing shit up on me. I'm backstage. Like what was this? Vibe. How much does AI cost you, you little weasel? So my question really is like, why don't you just ask me these questions online? Why do you?
Because he's the little weasel.
On chats?
They're all little weasels. They all don't want to have conversations. They just want to play games with themselves and others. It's obvious. You can feel the energy coming off them.
Because here I am. I am here willing to engage everybody in every conversation, whether you think I'm right or wrong, right? And I'm going to do it respectfully. And then here we've got somebody online trashing me backline that doesn't have the courage to actually stand up and actually have that conversation. This is the same thing that happens on Jack's channel, right? Like people are just like weaseling their way in. It's ridiculous.
Well, but Vibe, that's what happens when you're nice, kind, polite, and accepting and tolerate everyone and everything. That's why it's called Nice Guys Finish Last. There's a reason why it's happening here regularly.
Nice guys don't call it out. I'm calling it out.
I think if you cared about calling it out, then it probably would be the case that we actually would have talked by now.
Okay, but Duck, how about this? I'm curious too. You're a grown man. Please explain why you chose to do the question what you did. Vibe, how much does AI cost you, little weasel? What was the purpose of that, Doc?
Well, because you know, Vibe is this. Okay, so when I see Vibe, I'm actually jealous because he's this, like, he's a tech billionaire, globe-trotting, ANCAP sex stud. And so it's not that it isn't that it isn't that I care, it's that I don't care.
Imagine being so disconnected from reality and life that you had to come up with 5 lingo-oriented adjectives to try to understand a human being. I mean, is it possible you have the issue?
I mean, I think that if you want to empower someone, you can say it bluntly. And Vibe, I'll offer an apology publicly here, since we haven't had the chance to talk personally. That if you want to say anything online, you don't need to ask me for permission, and you also shouldn't have to deal with my abuse and my own insecurities, my own cruelty, my blamelessness, and my mental illnesses, my addiction.
See, they even tell you. This is what's fascinating about this. Is the demons all tell you too that you shouldn't have to deal with me and my sickness, but I'm going to come here every day and project it onto you. It's almost like a test for everyone involved. That's what's fascinating to me.
It is such a test.
And I want to see. So, Duck, what's the resolve?
Huh? What does that mean, Jack?
Well,
it doesn't surprise me that you don't know what that means.
No, actually, no. It's beautiful. It's honest. You've not. What that shows, Duck, is you haven't given thought to what is the resolve. What are you?
Isn't one?
But why? Then what? You're moving without a purpose.
Because when I wake up, and let's just say hypothetically from like 10:45 a.m. to like 3 p.m., I'm dealing with physical and sexual addictions. That only leaves me a few hours left in the day to focus on myself and focus on healing and focusing on living without fear. That's the reality of where I'm at. Right. That's what I'm working on. That's what I do.
Right.
What does that have to do with what does that have to do with what you're saying to other people on panel and trying to bait people into arguments?
Right now it means nothing. Right now it means
listen. You guys are a bunch of fucking cowards. If you wanted interactions in the world, there's plenty of ways to get them. You come online where you're insulated and try to bait people into interactions where there's no consequences. What's the point? That's it. But just metaversal masturbation, right? Where there is no climax. That's all it amounts to.
Here's the thing with Duck and I saw Duck on panel a couple days ago as well, and I really wanted to jump up on that one, but I was in a meeting, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm kind of actually exploring this idea of God." I like Duck. I actually, when I started my first content and started creating shows, I invited Duck. Duck, I never actually was doing anything against you. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to go on this toxic manospheres thing. And you blocked me. I have no capability to communicate to you because you blocked me from everything. And Nate, by the way, I know your name. And I know you did online, so I'm not like doing PII here. I actually do see you. I respect you. And I have been reaching out to you since day one. And last night, I was commenting and liking your show, and I saw you promote me as well. And I was like, I thought we had buried the hatchet. And I actually don't know what the hatchet that we're burying is. I don't know why you're so angry at me that, like, yesterday you're promoting my channel, and then today you're slamming me in back chat. I'm not here to slam you. I've never done that. I've never tore you down. I'm trying to understand where you're going to. And if I wanted to communicate to you, you blocked me from all communication.
I didn't think that we had that type of relationship where I leave myself, I become vulnerable because of the things that my goals, my hopes, my aspirations, what I hope to accomplish. I didn't think that was, that's not what I intended to sort of convey or communicate. Right. What I typically intend to convey or communicate is that at the end of it, like meets like, right? And so when I run it into disrespectful people who, again, when I don't bring it up, they bring up my sex addiction, when they bring up my alcoholism, when they bring up my inability to keep up and compete.
Nobody was doing that here.
It's the problem.
I've never done that.
Making a bunch of excuses. Nobody's doing that here. We didn't have that experience here. That never happened.
I came up just to chill today, and you guys are making it like this is some kind of fucking weird thing to do. I don't understand.
Another victim.
I want to chill with you too.
To the list.
I want to chill with you too. I really do. And I don't understand why you don't want to chill with me. That's the only thing I'm saying.
I just don't know. Okay. So here's when they bring me up on panel here. What we end up talking about is the sideline conversations that don't happen during the week, right? When this is after 5 days of dishonesty. This is after 5 days of lunatics coming up here, blaming Jack for their problems, and then never resolving things themselves, right?
I can agree with that. Okay, we're aligning up here. We're aligning.
Okay, so where is, okay, so if let's just imagine this, okay? Let's say I come up with a term, and I say that I'm not Vmaxing, but I'm Hmaxing. I'm healing maxing, right? So I'm Hmaxing here. If I do both those things, if I come up and I say that I'm going to admit my faults and I'm also committed to healing, would you forgive me? That's my only question.
If your only reason for coming up on YouTube is to self-heal, is that the question?
Yep. That's basically the whole point.
Yeah, I'm going to answer this honestly. I mean, it depends on what channel you're on. There's so much toxicity on YouTube that you could be healed the wrong way. But if you find the right channel, you might be healed the right way, right? So no, you cannot go to YouTube to be healed, but you might get lucky and find the right channel. I would hope that maybe Jack's channel is one of those channels that's not harming people and is actually promoting people. But at the same time, these are all opinions. Right now, we have 8 people on this panel. why should you trust any of them? Why should you trust me? Right?
Because
We just have to trust our heart.
Because you're older than me, you've covered topics like religion, like salvation through
You
Jesus
notice
Christ.
how you went
I
right to
haven't.
asking if
These are all
people
good
would
reasons
forgive you and allow
not
you to continue your
not me,
behavior
basically.
instead of addressing your behavior and just apologizing and being accountable and moving forward, almost like you're manipulating and planning to do it again. Because that's literally what
understand.
everyone who
Get it.
comes here does, is banks on everyone forgiving them so they can continue to do the same shit over and over again while claiming to want to change. Another theme we've seen here many times. Now, this isn't new.
Well, there's a great opportunity here because Duck, you're an interesting guy. I believe you're pretty authentic and genuine, and I think you are working on yourself. What happened here is you're being questioned, about that. It started out with, why are you phrasing things the way you are? The reality is, though, we've got an amazing opportunity here, and I don't know the answer for you, but I remember being confused. I didn't know I was confused, and I'm not saying I'm not completely clear right now, but I know that the activity of my mind, it's very calm and peaceful in my head and in my heart. Not a lot of tension, not a lot of anxiousness or regret. So the thought I was thinking when I was listening to you, Duck, is perhaps a topic for the future related to disassociation.
Give me my own show, Jack. We can talk about
There it is, another theme. Another pattern and theme.
You'll give me the opportunity to
it's amazing.
So maybe to because one of the agreements that we'd reach is and I hope that's okay to say, but the agreement I think we'd reach is that I can be open and honest for at least 45 minutes, right?
Can I have a show
You can be
too?
open and honest as long as you choose to. Is that not true?
Maybe my brain would get tired after a while, I think.
Gotcha. So you're anticipating we do a show together for 45 minutes to an hour. That's the limit of your brain.
Let me guess what the show's going to be
Can I have
about.
a show too, please?
It's possible.
I need a show.
One at a time. One at a time, please, Lou.
Please give me a show, Jack. I need it.
If you guys don't mind, I'm actually gonna leave. Right? I know everybody thinks I talk too long anyway, so it's probably a good thing. But I would want to say I started this YouTube Panelverse with Duck at probably about the same time. We grew up together. I still respect him. I actually think he has a brilliant mind, but sometimes gets a little crazy when he's like doing those things against me, which is fine. It's cool. My heart is always to Duck. I think he actually is brilliant, has a lot of great things to offer. Sometimes just has to reframe them. I want to say to you, Jack, thank you once again for having me up. And I know everybody in chat hates how much I talk and how much I spiel. So I'm going to give you guys the pleasure by signing off.
Thank you for being here. Jack, I think this is part of the problem of the modern day world is, like you said before, we've lowered our standards so much so that now folks like Vibe like to say things like Duck is a genius, right? Like they just like Gabriel likes to say we have legends in chat and all of this stuff.
know.
There's a fine line between being polite and ethical versus being delusional.
I know.
And in denial, right? It's like, we wouldn't even be here. We wouldn't even be here right now to be born or talking on these devices if that was the standard for reality, where folks like Duck are geniuses.
Duck is the best queer heterosexual I know.
Duck comes here and he asked to be. This is a healing experience for him, and he likes to be honest and authentic is pretty much what he expressed. And he expressed that he was afraid of being attacked. So what do? We, as soon as Vibe leaves, we sit there and attack Duck. mean, don't you think that's kind of messed up? He's eccentric. We know he thinks differently than the norm.
Lindsay.
Whatever.
So it's an attack now to say that I don't believe that
We
somebody's a
should get over
genius
it and
because we
enjoy
don't.
him and just be able to chill with each other.
Lindsay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here, actually,
let the men be men and you be a woman.
please.
Yeah, there's like Mozart and the guy who invented the telephone, Marconi, and then like Edison and the light bulb and whatever else, and then there's Duck. You know, my mistake.
I like that.
I didn't mean to attack.
No, I like Duck.
There's the people who built the pyramids, and then there's Doc, Jack.
Right.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to. Right. I don't want to attack anyone.
No, Tony, welcome to you. I saw you back there. Sorry for the wait. You still there?
Hey, how you going, guys? Listen, yeah, it's about an hour after daybreak, overcast and drizzling. I thought if anybody wants to listen to me for a minute, the main problem, everything I tell you is my opinions. Don't take anything to be true or untrue, but my opinions at the moment, my mind changes day to day. We have been indoctrinated since children.
Hold on, Jack.
Here we go.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Let him go.
He's working into it.
We need to look at our indoctrination. The human brain is very programmable. The human brain is programmable. We had to program it so that we didn't have to think about how to lift up one foot and put it down again so that we could walk. We programmed our brain to work with autonomy. The trouble is we were trained by the devil. Come on, look at the schooling, forced indoctrination. Repeat after me. It is not true unless I say it.
Jack.
Sorry, am I shouting too much? I'm sorry.
No, brother, you're fine. But it's really easy for us to get worked up and to get caught up in the signs and the symptoms of all this. So, solutions. What do you? I mean, I've got my own ideas. What are your thoughts, Tony, for solutions?
Solutions. We're going to have to re-educate the people.
Yep.
If I know. But hey, we need to know who we are. That's the first thing. Do
you suggest concentration camps?
No.
For the re-education?
No.
It starts with Sunday schools. Okay? I'm 77 now. My grandmother taught me when I was 6 years old. She had Sunday school. All of the kids in the district went to the Sunday school. She showed us what God's law is, and she showed us that when any of it is put into the two-dimensional paper arena, that's the spells. That's where the spelling comes from, and the sentences.
It's okay though, Tony.
Yeah, but we have allowed the paper world to control us. Let's burn the paper. Let's burn the corporate.
We do not live on a spinning ball, Jack.
It's all true. It's all true. The world has been filled with deception and lies. People are so confused. They don't know what is real and what's not. And what Tony's saying, yeah, we've been brought down into being controlled by some rules that someone else told us to, right? It's crazy sauce.
Yeah, they've done it so that they can take our energy in the forms of taxes and levies and everything else. Everything they do is to take away from us our essence.
Tony, you are absolutely right, and I am so sorry to keep interrupting you, but admittedly, you showed up to the stream late in the stream again. And I've already got us set to go to our friend OTW.
OT double cut here, sir.
OT double cut.
Can I ask him
I'm
who
feeling
they,
like
Jack? Can I ask him just quickly who they are? Who are
Why,
they?
of course, it's the Jews, Lou.
well, Tony, who have you found in your research, or do you even think the who behind it? Do you think that's important?
They
Who is
are
they?
you
Hey,
and me and we
Jack,
and us. That's who they
Go
are.
ahead. Go ahead, Tony. Please go ahead.
are you familiar with Burn, the corporate fiction?
Yes, a little bit. A little bit. Yes.
You sound like a sovereign citizen. What's wrong with you?
I respect him as an honest man.
Yeah.
I try to only listen to honest men, and men cannot be honest if they do not know God.
Hey, Tony, just quick question, because I find it interesting. It's synchronistic that this person came before me the other day, and now you're bringing them up. Can I ask what their court experience is?
Me?
No. The corporate fiction person.
What was the question?
What's their experience at court?
And no, listen, I'm very bad at hearsay. I'm sorry. I will not give somebody else's opinion of anything in my life.
Hey, Lou.
Okay,
it's considered hearsay. It is not. It's called hearsay. It is not permitted in court.
Mm-hmm.
We need to establish courts. We need to establish high courts where our peers can judge. Sorry.
Well, honesty is going to change the trajectory of humanity. When more and more people put the truth as more important than wealth or authority, well, we won't have secrets, we won't have liars, then we won't have these insane people starting wars.
Yeah.
You literally have all three of those things on your panels daily.
I know.
So, good luck with that. I look forward to seeing how you rectify this. I'm open-minded and open-hearted. I just don't see the path.
I do here and now. I want to start transitioning, wrapping up so we can send over to OT double dot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Wink, wink, Jack.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do
By
that.
the way, Mr. Mod God of all media, go check your emails.
Oh, do I have another set of keys?
That might be possible.
Oh, no. There's a lot of folks who are not going to like that.
That might be a thing.
They're trying to kill me again. You guys are trying to kill me, like Mitchell pointed out, how I pointed out. You guys want me to sit around 6 to 8 hours online all day or more and just get obese again.
You're doing a good enough job of that all by yourself.
Right. No, I come to Talcott's. I pretty much don't. There's no other, at least regularly, there's no other places that I'm really going nowadays. Not even my own area, but the devil is at work again.
Well, your area is getting, maybe you should clean it up. It's starting to smell a little bit.
I didn't think you thought of me as a devil there, Paul.
What's wrong? No, whatever's animating this panel verse and its participants.
Yeah.
I'm not so sure it's a completely pure force or endeavor.
Right. Not so benevolent.
And I just came up real quick to point out the obvious to Tony Drake here, as he tells us we're not supposed to listen to hearsay. and doesn't realize that everybody else on this panel, listening to you, brother, and your experience, we're not supposed to listen to it because to us, it is hearsay. So maybe find a different way to state that.
Let's all for a minute go back to the beginning when we were born.
No, please.
No.
Nah.
Look,
4000 BC, the first creature emerged from the swamp from as a fish, a walking fish tank.
Let's see what Tony's got first, please.
What? Listen, I have got 16 grandchildren, right? So I know what
any walking fish.
I have some experiences in life which are useful for other people's information. But where I believe the problem started with the condition of humanity at the moment is probably when you were about 2 years old. You had a loving mother and a loving father, and you
I didn't have
realized
any of that. I'm going to stop you right there. Stop you right there. Story's already bullshit.
Nobody loves Paul.
Right. That's why I am the way I am.
Real quick, can we? Or should we?
Hold on, Lindsay. Let Tony finish.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, please. When I have stopped talking for 3 seconds, it means I'm inviting somebody to talk. Anyway, so when we were 2 years old, we had loving parents. Most of us did. Hey, they did what was good for us. They looked after us. We would not survive this world without our parents. But they started telling us lies. Hey, they started with me. It took me till 4 years old before I realized Father Christmas was a lie. That destroyed my belief in humanity. Let's go back to the beginning and address the lies. Big ones, lots of them.
Wait. Santa Claus is not real?
Oh, no.
Are you serious?
Only in some dimension.
What did you do, Tony?
And what's between your legs isn't normal size either, right? And the big ones don't hurt. Tony, is it possible you're caught in a trauma loop and even choosing to relive your own trauma over and over again daily instead of process it, resolve it, and move on from it?
Hey, when you're 77 years old, you will understand. I'm sorry, you're a young guy.
You're right. I have another, 30-something years of paneling with Illumitami and others before I...
40, actually, to hit the 77 mark.
You might be on to something.
You might be doing the same thing in 40 years.
This is going to be me in 40 years. This is me now, essentially. I'm realizing.
OTW.
I was just about to tell everyone the Earth's not a spinning ball one more time.
OTW, you should do an AI video of a panel with all the characters, like really old, white hair, you could do that, couldn't you? That would be amazing. Like all of us at like 90 and we're still paneling.
Yeah, I think I could come up with something, probably.
Do it. I want to see it.
I love how basically his answer was, I've been doing this for 77 years. There's no way I'm changing now. That was basically a nice way of saying it.
What's he showing us, Jack? Put him full screen. He's showing us something.
This is my human graveyard.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen. I've now taken an active role in solving the world's problems.
Looks like a beautiful evening. Or did you say morning? Those turkeys? Got a bunch of turkeys there, man. Looks like beautiful land, my brother.
Why do you have all those plants in a cage in that greenhouse all locked up? Why don't you let those plants free?
Okay, Lou. Final words from you?
Same reason they let you free,
Jack.
Yeah. Why is he free? Hashtag why is he free?
Why?
Someone
Why
gave
am I
this slave.
free? Why am I
And
free?
Lala, relax. I'm not making fun of Tony Drake. I'm having fun with his voice and his presentment.
Oh
I
my
do that
God,
with
those
all
poor
of us.
plants are
And people do it
suffering
with
in
me as
there.
well, and I laugh at it, right? Tommy does the whole East
Let those
Coaster thing.
plants free.
Lou, God. Lou, he asked you to leave already.
Look at
I'm
them
pretty
suffering
sure.
in that cage.
Beautiful. You're so ignorant. They look beautiful. I don't know how their health is, but
I mean, they're in a jail cell. I mean, come on.
Lou's about to, if you give him enough time, he's gonna lapse into his bit about how plants are evil if you give
Okay,
him enough
never
time
mind.
here.
Fuckface, don't start.
Right.
Okay, Lindsay, what did you want to ask me? You wanted to ask me something.
Final words?
Lindsay, what did you want to ask? Quick, so he's gonna throw me out.
God, he's so
you were asking
desperate for
for
female
final-
attention.
You said you wanted to ask me something. I don't know.
I'm trying.
Okay, go ahead.
Jack, are you shutting down and you want to do final last words?
Well, I'm thinking it's time to start wrapping up. I'm going to forward folks over to OTW. I'm assuming he'll probably open it up and the conversations could easily continue there. Right?
Okay.
I'll drop the link for the panel as soon as we switch over.
Well, let's be clear. I'm going to have keys and conversations are going to need to be respectful because I'm still partially merged. I'm getting the hell out of here. Pack, Talcott, whatever the fuck I am today. Mod God of all media. Some jerk off online. That's me. Jerkoffonline.com. Get the merch. See you guys later.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you for
I'm
joining
out too.
us. Perfect. Much love to you.
God
Lou?
bless. Sorry, Jack. God bless you. And if you choose to do Moses, I will make you a set of stone. Well, they won't be real stone because they'll be too heavy. But the tablets with the 10 Commandments, I will make them. They will look just like stone, and you can carry them into the White House. I think you'd get a seat with Donald Trump if you walked in that way. That's it. Much love,
All right.
brother. Much love.
Hey, thank you. Thank you sincerely. I'm going to, because he's been in the back, let's see if he's still here. Mitch, are you still there?
Yeah,
Welcome.
yeah. I just want to point out something that you might consider, maybe not, but I think there's a direct correlation between you not wanting to accept responsibility and accountability.
You know what? I'm bored of you already, Mitch. Go tell someone else your opinions because you're not really bringing much value, just a lot of negativity, a lot of criticism. You're not the jurisdiction, right? You don't have jurisdiction nor authority, yet I love you, my friend. I do. Our conversations are going to be better. It just doesn't look like it'll be today. Mitch, mean no disrespect. I'm going to start wrapping it up because I already said, hey, guys, we're going to head over that way to OTW, and we're going to get going over there. But really, what I also wanted to point out today is the topic and the title, the reminder that you are the reason you are. Okay. Remind yourself that when you get caught up in the feelers and the anger and the sadness and the hopelessness and all of that, not without judgment, but just with the knowing you are the reason you are, the reason you're feeling that way, the reason you're doing that thing, the reason you're behaving the way that you are. Some things literally are outside of our control. I won't deny that. However, the majority of things within our control, such as your outlook, your attitude, your motivation, you are the reason you are motivated, unmotivated, happy, sad, whatever. I'm going to wrap it up because I'm feeling glad. Sincerely. Thank you to all of you who have been a part of this. And again, another gratitude to PAC for the merge. Paul Enslaved, proper instruction motivates people. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you raid over to OTW, share your love, make sure you do a subscribe here and there. Till next time, choose love, peace for everyone, walk with faith, and live without fear. God bless us all. Thank you.